Thank you for listening to the Pull It Back podcast. Now here are your hosts, Mike and Andy.
And welcome back to the Pull It Back podcast. I am your host, Mike, and I'm also here with my brother, Andy.
Yo.
And I'm also here with a good friend of ours, Cody. He's also in studio with us.
Hey.
And we wanted to talk about the new Avengers End Game movie that's coming out. We finally just got tickets for it.
Yeah.
It was I got an email address for it, and it was saying, hey, the tickets are on sale now. So I went on Fandango, and while I was doing that, Cody was also driving on the highway.
80 miles an hour.
Flipping through Fandango trying to find these tickets.
Allegedly. That's not...
Allegedly,
no.
yeah.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, I was in a full panic, too. He also, it didn't help that Mike did the exclamation points, capital letters. Avengers End Game tickets are out now.
Yeah, I was like, we got to get them.
No.
You were like, son of a bitch, I'm taking the rest of the day off.
I was going to take out a whole family in a minivan if I had to just get those tickets.
well, I saw the email update, and I was like, all right, well, I gotta get these tickets, man, because I don't know, because nobody texted me saying that they're on sale yet. So yeah. I just so happened to check my email, and there it was. So I checked it, probably like a dozen different theaters, and just about all of them were sold out. The only ones that they had available were I think 2 a.m.
I think it was like the fastest. It was the most sold like tickets like within the first hour ever.
Yeah.
They're
That's
just crashing
ridiculous.
AMC.
Yeah, they crashed it. I went on the AMC
websites. They broke the internet.
Yeah, I went on the
God,
AMC website to find it, and it was like it said, you know how like when you call to a call center, they're like, your current hold time is 1 hour, and you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
right? It was the same thing with the AMC website.
Oh yeah,
Good.
Because I redirected me to the AMC website, and it was like, well, you're in line, and your current wait time to get a ticket is 52 minutes.
Holy shit.
So
That's
like,
like
we'll
trying to buy
redirect you
tickets
when
for
it's your
Elton
turn.
John or something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Even for me to check, I'm not even buying tickets. I just wanted to check where our seats were because I was just curious. I still had to wait 40 minutes just to even look at what Hugh bought.
Yeah,
like I was like,
Fandango was like crashed. Like it was. It even showed like it gave me an error message when I paid for the tickets, and I was like, no.
yeah. There's a lot of people that had that. Yeah.
So it was. I got the email confirmation, so it worked out. But to put context behind what we're talking about, we've been to the opening night of every Marvel movie since what?
Well, with at least when we started doing it, because I've gone since the first Iron Man, but I know we all started going. Wasn't Ant-Man? It was something else. It was something before.
That was way before that.
Way before. Oh no, we saw Winter Soldier together, right?
I think it was even before that. I think it was like Captain America.
We saw Yeah, we saw. Oh, the first Avenger, right? The first Captain America.
That was the first, because we went to Alamo Draft House, and this guy dressed up as Captain America.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
we've seen him, yeah, and it's just like
Y'all are neurotic about that shit.
Dude,
That does nothing
opening night,
for
every
me.
night.
Like,
No,
I'm not going to go
makes-
opening
it
night.
does-
I'll wait to the week
because
later.
I don't like spoilers.
Exactly. So I mean, if you don't go on opening night, you're screwed because you're going to see shit on the internet everywhere.
Even if you
about
try to
spoilers.
avoid it, the radio's going to talk about it because it's such a big thing.
Yeah. And it's
See,
like
spoilers do nothing. Spoilers do nothing for me. It just makes me more excited to go see the movie.
Well, see, spoilers don't
'Cause I
do
wanna
much
see it
for
happen.
anything else besides
Well, yeah.
like Game of Thrones and like and like the Marvel movies. Is like the only things that I'm like I don't want to know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else you can be like, oh man, you should see this movie. It's really good. This person dies in it, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, all right, I'll do
like
that.
Jon Snow died
Yeah,
in
see,
Game of Thrones.
you guys could tell me like the next day that Ant-Man actually crawled up Thanos' ass, and that's how it ended.
and expanded,
And I'd be like, oh,
I can't
sweet.
wait.
I want to see that.
I can't wait
ant
till
up
they do the
ass.
extended cut
Yeah.
of that, or they'll make like another version where like that's the alternate version of the end of the movie.
Oh,
just
my God.
blowing up, just turning into Giant Man, and just
and it makes that noise too.
yeah, just pop. Yeah, no, it'd be pretty funny.
So, but anyways,
I
we
saw
got
one
the
where
tickets.
I saw a fan made one where Thanos crawled up Ant-Man's ass and exploded Ant-Man.
Okay,
So that's a thing, huh?
That's a thing.
so like he
That's
would
a
become
full-on thing.
so Ant-Man would become Giant Man. Thanos would go up Giant Man's butt, and then he'd go back to being a human, and then
Yes.
he would explode from that way. Oh, so it's like a little reverse.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah. Like he
That one
stopped
seems
him
what-
using the Infinity Stones, and he was like shrunk himself down, I guess, using one of the stones and crawled up
Oh my God.
Ant-Man's
That'd
ass
be
and grew
I
up.
thought all the stones were burned out, though.
No, they're all the gauntlet itself.
gauntlet is burned out.
fused to his arm. If you look into the trailers, it's like right where the cup thing is. You know how he had that little bit of a flare,
Yeah.
out on
Yeah.
the thing. It actually melted like onto his arm. So like it's like in his arm all the way up to his like neck is all just damaged.
So now it's permanently on him.
Yeah, that's at least what it seems like, and that's why in the trailer you see him. He's like in his full armor because he's not 100% anymore.
Because I thought at the end of Infinity War, I thought he had it off and it was like sitting on the thing, or
No.
was that just his armor?
that was just like his
No,
armor
see,
and
if
helmet
you
and
cut,
shit.
if you watch that scene again, it's the same thing I had with our friend Zach. Is that he's like, no, we had the thing off. I was like, no, if you see him when he's walking, he's kind of like stumbling or kind of whatever before he sits. You can see that there's the gauntlets like right there on like it's in the very. Sorry, it's on the edge of the it's on the edge of it like the screen, but you can see it. He's still wearing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then in the End Game trailer, when he's walking through the grass or whatever, he's wearing his gauntlet still. It's still stuck.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
no, this is how
I did
crazy
not
I
either.
am about just rewatching trailers, trying to find like hints of things.
little Easter eggs. And
Oh my God.
things.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like Doctor Strange did some kind of fuckery with the time stone when he sent it to him, because in the movies it said that if it's activated, it glows, right? Mm-hmm. Well, when he picked that up out of that star and then he floated it to him and he said no tricks, and I think it's like, of course there's going to be a trick. I think
He's just going to give it to him.
I think he sent that time stone when he pulled it out. I think he sent it forward in time. Had the Avengers using it or something like that, and then he sent it back. He's like, hey, you can borrow it up there and then send it back so that Thanos thinks that he's just legit.
I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that.
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
that's what's
No
gonna
clue what's
like,
going on right
He's
now.
gonna have some kind of like, it's a trick. I think that the Russos make sure like when they throw something in there, it's for a purpose.
Yeah.
So I think when he said no tricks, I think it was like you're supposed to be like, oh, okay, so he just gave it up. Like, okay. But I don't think that's really what happened. I think Doctor Strange is a lot smarter than being like, like putting out the plan in motion. He's like, this is what I had to do.
Well, because he saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the quantum realm is going to be a big, huge part of that barf technology, that thing that he had at the beginning of Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? I can't remember what the acronym stands for, but like, I think there's going to be a lot of that mixed in too, and I don't know. It's going to be crazy. I think that they're going to get their asses kicked first. They're in the beginning of this movie.
But,
I think
normally.
they're going to go. I think they're going to go hard as hell. They're going to be like, when Captain Marvel shows up, she's going to be like, hey, we got to kick this dude's ass, and they're going to be like, all right, let's go, and they get their ass kicked, and then they come back,
And she's gonna
and
be
they're
like,
just
"Oh,
like licking their
no."
wounds, and they're like, God, and then Ant-Man shows up and goes, hey, there's this quantum realm thing. I don't know if this will help. Tony and Nebula finally come back, or they show up at Earth, and like then they have like their plan that they're actually gonna like fix things.
Well, my whole
Yeah.
thing is how the fuck is Tony gonna get back?
The same way
first one,
I think
he's like dying.
I think it's going to be the same way as when he in the first Iron Man movie where he was in the cave and he made an Iron Man suit out of scraps. Like it's going to be a good callback to his beginnings, where he's like he's
Is that
a genius.
why in the
He's gonna be
beginning
able to
they showed like all the different like movies that happened up until then, and they showed
I
the
think
Mark
there's
I
going to be a
suit and
lot of
everything
like
that.
circling back to the
Yeah.
beginnings and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like that.
Well, the only depressing thing I have is that I've heard speculation that either Captain America or Iron Man is going to die.
I'm pretty sure. Feel like Cap.
Yeah.
I think Iron Man has a
that's-
chance, 50-50 chance of being retired.
Yeah,
and
so
just
that way
kinda
he
put in
can
the
have
back.
cameos here and there.
Or he will die. It just I just don't see that.
Because Chris Evans, the person who acts and plays Captain America, is like doesn't want to come back.
Well, he's wanting to try other things, but he also said I have read that he said that he's not like 100% done. He's just like, I'm going to take away from this for a while. He's like, there's still a chance that if a script's really good or there's a good reason for Cap to be back, he might come back. But it's just like,
Oh, okay. So,
he's not close to it. The same thing with Chris Hemsworth. He was like look, I'll come back for a Thor 4, or I'll come in any of these things. Just as long as it's
Good.
a good thing. Like that's why he came.
I feel like
that's why it
kind of a cop out though. I feel
Yeah,
like that's
all
a
of
cop
them
out
are
though
good.
because
Because
they're like,
it's also-
I don't want to
they're
be
gonna get money.
typecast at. Yeah, because they're all freaking good. All the scripts are good. All the movies
All of
make
them have been
billions
just
of
excellent.
dollars.
Like,
Yeah,
well, it's not
so
just
there's
an,
no
like
reason.
an action. It's not just like a big action show, like where it's like, oh, all these colors and explosions. But it's like,
Yeah,
it keeps your attention because it's also a good storyline.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Okay?
actually
and it's been
compelling.
going on for 10 years now.
yeah, almost 11.
Yeah, and it has
22
character
films.
developments. Yeah,
wow.
It's like so. This won't be the 22nd film,
yeah.
which is cool because
That's
it's my
insane.
favorite number. And I was like,
22.
Yeah, because I was born 22nd.
Oh, I was supposed to say, that's
222.
a strange favorite number.
Also, Emmett Smith, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
But no, like 22 films. It's like I know older people that are just like they can't wrap their heads around it. Still, they're like, "How many movies is this?" And I'm like 21 right now, and they're like, 21 films, and this is the same stuff. And I was like, well, they can be separate, but they're also connected. So it's like
it's like, yeah, I mean, they're
they're like
they're
I
doing
don't-
their thing.
I don't get it. Like the only one my dad is really into is Winter Soldier. Like he loves that movie.
I mean, well, it's a
It's
movie.
a good movie standalone, and it's like me and
Yeah.
Zach were talking about this. It's like the best like dad movie that's like because it's like, oh, Robert Redford's in this, huh? Oh, this is like a spy thriller.
I didn't know
it's
Robert Redford was in. I love Robert Redford.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though. It's like they kind of it was just a good movie, but like I'm just excited to see Cap's like last stand. Because when they in that newest trailer, that special look,
Yeah.
they have like Thanos kind of like on his knee, like he's holding his sword or whatever at the end, and then you see like Iron Man, Thor, and Cap like walking up towards him, and there's all this rubble and destruction. I'm like, oh man, like that's gonna be intense.
So the OGs are going to come up there and try to fight him.
I think that's what they're gonna play the.
Well, I remember you telling me like a couple months ago when you were like, I think my theory is that Cap is going to end up having the Infinity Gauntlet and using it to reverse everything. I was like,
And that's going to be like a big sacrifice type thing and kill him.
Yeah, what I think though might happen is that I really think my theory is that Iron Man will try to do the sacrifice play. That's what he's been trying to do since the Avengers, the first one. He's been trying to do the, hey, I'll give my life, and that's what I got to do. But and then they've kind of been pulling at that string, like, oh, he's going to be the one that sacrifices it to save the universe. But like, I think Cap is going to swing in and kind of do the whole.
no, I got you.
He's going to be like, look, man. He's like, like he's going to be like,
I got it.
You did. Like he's gonna be like, you've proven that you're the guy that lay on the wire and let the other guy
he
crawl over.
already went into that thing with a nuke. And
Yeah.
almost sacrificed himself then, but just narrowly got away from it.
Yeah, like he's gotten
Right.
really lucky with like trying to do things that like you're like I mean, he went into space and didn't know where he was going just to
Yeah.
go like, I gotta get this guy. And like I think that Cap's gonna do the look of like that line. I still think
He's
that
like,
line
you've done
is,
enough
like,
type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's like, you only fight for yourself. Like or the where he's talking about you're not like the other guy. Crawl, lay down on the wire and let the other guy crawl over you. Mm-hmm. He's
Yeah.
like, he's like, I think that he's just like, that's gonna be one of those moments where they both look and Cap's gonna kind of be like, I got this, man. Don't worry. Like you've got stuff you've got going on. You've got Pepper.
Yeah.
You've got you want a family and all that stuff, and they need you. His life's already passed, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cap is already just like everything he wanted is.
He's like the loneliest character. In
He is
the whole
actually a
thing.
very tragic character. You think about it. He's the ultimate like guy who just like, oh man, I just messed up. I should have I screwed up. Now I don't have this girl and she's already married and like has kids or
Yeah, no,
something or
man.
lived her whole life. And I'm like, if I go back
Yeah.
though,
It's kind of an homage though, because he's all about freedom and standing up for what's right, and so
individual liberties,
and then
stuff.
he's the loneliest person. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's
But
it's,
he's like, I'm
it's
willing to
pretty
do
weird.
it in order to stand up for what's right.
Yeah,
Right.
But see,
What's
his thing is like, I think with Cap's thing is like his story arc is so good is because it's like at first he starts as this his character never changes. He's very straight down the line. His morals have never really like who he is and his core has not changed. Like Iron Man's has changed, Thor's has changed. They were douchey, arrogant
Yeah.
assholes, and then something happened and they changed and became something else. Cap has always been good.
Yeah.
And the world changes around him, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's like this thing. Like he trusted the government. You know, he joined the army. He wanted to serve. And,
So he's like a 70-year-old man.
yeah, he's like, oh, the world is changing, and I don't feel good.
I don't like these motor cars.
Well, the horse and buggy was just
Goddamn
fine. I don't know why.
It's like all this interwebs and whatnot and the face tubes. I hate it.
I like the
The
corded
Wi-Fi's
phone.
and the iPhones.
I miss the corded phone. It was more reliable.
With your Gmails and your emails.
And all these kids just going
Wi-Fi's
around. And,
all over the place.
you know where I
Buzzing
met my
around your
wife?
head.
I met my wife when I was getting shot up with a bunch of serums. These kids are finding their wives on the intro webs.
No hunting.
Back
no
in my
hunting.
day, you had to get serums to get the bitches.
It's like we had to fight the Russians and the Germans. As now all you kids are just talking about your hair.
And your,
On the
your
Facey
Instagrams.
Spaces and the Twitters and the
Now
Instagrams.
get the hell off my lawn.
Sir, this is a Kmart.
That's
Do
a
they even
very
exist
old
anymore?
saying.
I don't
This
think-
is a
I don't
Kmart.
think
That's a Kmart.
Kmart
I
is
think-
the worst.
And
It
they're
is
like,
the
Captain,
worst place.
that's a
collapsed.
target.
It
He's
is
like,
the-
God damn it.
It is the epitome of depression. I have walked into that Kmart that used to be in clean.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being like, "This is what depression looks like if it was a building."
Yeah.
Like everything,
If
the
you could
lighting was
buy
terrible.
depression, that's what it would be.
Oh, it was awful, and nothing was in the right places.
Nothing
Everything
made
was like
sense.
toys and pots and pans are in the
Just-
same aisle.
Yeah.
Just
Why?
chaos.
And they're just like, you know what?
Chaos.
Here's a Little Caesars.
Yeah, just,
Here's also you can get the cheapest pizza you can find here in Kmart. The blue light
Lawn and
specials.
gardening, also electronics.
blue.
Yeah.
which also means sad, which is why I think that works out perfectly.
They hung
for
on to
Kmart.
that. I think their last hurrah was that shipped my pants commercial.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
pretty good. But
That was
I
like
mean,
the last one, and then they
That
went
was their
bankrupt.
last golden egg, and then
Yeah,
they just
like,
it was too late by that point.
Like I just shipped my
Their
pants.
last hurrah.
I just shipped my drawers. They were talking
Yeah.
about shipping everything
I
across
know,
the
I
country.
loved it.
That was funny. That was a funny commercial.
But that yeah, I don't know, man. But I feel like getting back to Endgame real quick. Like
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be one of those movies that, like, I mean, I kind of got teary-eyed whenever the Infinity War, when the whole dusting thing was happening, and
When
you realize,
my man Spider-Man got dusted.
man, yeah, what a bad,
Yeah,
what a
that
bad
was
deal.
rough.
And then, but like this one, I feel like it's gonna be like, there's gonna be some, like they've said, they're like permanent deaths. Like this is not like what we're like Infinity War. We know that people will get snapped, they're coming back, and we don't know a few, like Loki's supposedly not coming back. He's dead for sure. Heimdall's dead for sure. Gamora might come back in some weird way because she was sacrificed by the Soul Stone. Mm-hmm. But I think she's coming back, especially with James Gunn coming back.
I thought they signed
Yeah.
her for the next movie.
I think so. Like James Gunn is back on directing and stuff, which
Yeah.
thank God, because that was
Well, how
really
the
weird.
hell are they going to do the next Guardians of the Galaxy without
Gamora.
3/4 of Guardians?
Oh
of the
well, they'll come
Galaxy?
back by
Yeah,
by
they're gonna have
Endgame.
to come back.
I think you know what's funny is like I think Sebastian Stan, the guy who plays Bucky,
Mm-hmm.
he said that it was really cool seeing there was like 70 characters on one screen, like they were shooting something. So like I think that there's going to be a scene in this movie where like everybody's in, like a big splash panel, like every single superhero they got just thrown on there for like that one,
That'd be sweet.
big. That'd be so epic.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. It's like I keep telling myself I don't know what I'm going to do now because like my whole life leading up has been like I have to survive long enough to
See
see this ending of this thing. So when this is ending, I'm like I got to grab onto something else to like push
But
my
just
life
wait for the next one.
yeah, I know. Just be
So-
like
So Cody,
yeah.
is Avengers End Game like part of the comic book series, like that ties in with
No,
Infinity War? Because
no.
I know the comic
No.
books and shit are like totally different.
Yeah, it's an amalgamation or whatever that word is of just like, like different storylines that the Russos have like picked things from. But they've also said that the end game is kind of its own thing. Like they've kind of gone, but because they do take elements from different movies or different graphic
like
novels.
they take like iconic panels from certain comics
Oh, yeah.
and then make it into the movie. Like the one where Thanos and they're trying to find the Reality Stone, and he turns
into the
into the
Mantis
ribbon?
into a ribbon, and then Drax into a bunch
Yeah.
of blocks.
Yeah.
that's straight up from the comic books. Except for it wasn't Drax, it was Star Fox, which
Yeah.
is or no, what's his name? Yeah, I think it's Star Fox, which is Thanos' brother, who is literally a creepy dude. He can shoot. He can give pheromones to women, and he actually slept with She-Hulk. And
Oh my God.
it was kind of rapey the way it came off.
Weird.
But it's like, you know,
That was
early-
back in the 50s?
No, that was like 90s.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So
I think that was
but,
like the ending of where they were just like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this anymore.
but I'm pretty sure I don't remember. But I think
Yes.
she kicked his ass or something afterwards. But no, it's like, yeah, they did the thing with like in Civil War where they did the shield, like him blasting it, and they're both like at the end fight where like that little slow motion like. He's
Oh, yeah,
the
when
shield
he's
up.
shooting the beam
That's-
and he's having the shield and it's like
That is
deflecting.
that is a direct rip from the graphic novel for Civil War.
Yeah.
That's like one of the big panel things. But like the Russos, man, that's gonna suck when they're gone. They said they're only coming back if they do Secret Wars,
Secret Wars. Oh,
Secret Invasion. I'm sorry, with the Skrulls and
yeah.
Earth. But they're like after this one, man, we're good. I was like, you should just leave on a high note, really, because like
Didn't they kind of establish that the Skrull were good?
well, this is my
in
okay.
Captain
So
Marvel?
this is my theory with that and the Captain Marvel thing, okay? So you remember, this is in the 90s. Remember, that movie's in the 90s. So remember Talos' child? Remember when he said, don't look?
Yeah.
And he killed that person?
Yeah.
And then then they looked? I think
Yeah.
that's saying that like in 20 years, that person grows up and becomes evil, and then that's how they get the invasion going. I think that's how it is, because you know it's like everything. Like there's good groups of a race, and there's so the Skrulls are bad, and then there also have good ones. Kree is the same way. Kree are most of the time they're kind of just assholes, but like there's good people from Earth and there's bad people from Earth. It's like
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna have maybe some kind of like thing like that. I mean, it's also been
Revenge
20
type
years
thing on
too,
the Kree or something.
so who knows?
Possibly.
But I think they could do that. I'm just excited for them to get Fantastic Four back in there and actually do it right.
Oh, yeah, because Disney
They better
bought
do it
Fox.
right because the last few times
they have
were
all the rights
horrible.
now.
What were
Yeah.
you saying, Eddie?
Oh, sorry.
I was saying that the Fantastic Four is one of those Marvel movies they just can't get right. That and like the Hulk,
Yeah.
they just
Well-
can't get those movies right because the last few have just been
Universal.
Subpar.
Yeah, Universal owns a Hulk, and they're just sitting on those rights.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo's basically said, like, screw you guys. We're just going to do Thor Ragnarok and Mixar. Car thing, all that stuff, the world, Planet Hulk stuff. Because they're just being, they don't have really any, like, they're just like, man, we can't do it. Like, they're like, hey, why don't you make a movie? Like, Marvel's reached out to them and like, hey, let's make a movie with this MCU, but they don't want to play ball.
Yeah.
So they're like, screw it. And the thing with Fantastic Four is I think that under the direction of Kevin Feige, in Feige we trust, I guess is what everybody says. Like,
Yeah.
he's so good at what he's doing, like, and just curating this world, and he's a very big fan of that stuff. So I think they'll do a great job with it. Plus, it'd just be cool to see them interacting with all the other heroes and stuff. It'd just
Yeah.
be really cool. I'm just excited with that. X-Men, that'd be cool. I mean,
Oh my
I'm so
God.
burnt out on
I
them.
hope to God they do a legit like X-Men story because X-Men is they're my favorite group of superheroes aside from Spider-Man. And all the movies, when I first saw it, what was it freaking 2000 that the first X-Men movie came out?
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
saw that,
Yeah.
I was scouring the internet just for pictures of Wolverine
Yeah.
and shit like that. And I was like, oh my
that's
God.
when we still had, like,
he's got
dial-up.
real claws and all, dude.
Oh,
Like
they're
when
so
I went
dope.
and first saw the movie, I almost shit out of my nipples at how awesome it was.
Shit out of your nipples, huh? That's
But it was
Violent.
fucking amazing. But you know, the further it went into it, I was like, man, this is nothing like the cartoons of old or the comic book, and it just kind of started getting weird.
and they
And
fucked
I
up
was
that
like,
timeline.
Yeah, they went
so bad.
Yeah.
way left.
I mean, I don't even know how they try
Days
to
of
explain
Future
it.
Past. I was like, oh.
It's like, you know,
They
when
tried
you,
to reset. They tried to make a movie about
I mean, I
resetting.
liked it.
it's like
yeah,
it's
I
like
liked
they,
it.
I don't know. They were good.
I mean, it
Those
just
new
didn't
ones.
feel. Yeah,
See,
it's
it's just a
the first
mess.
class movies are good, but I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a mess. Like it
was.
like
It was all
it was like
over.
spilling chili on the floor and then just rubbing it with like a towel. It's just going everywhere, and they're like, "We're cleaning it up,"
Everywhere.
and we're like, "You're making it worse.
Yeah.
You're making it
You're
worse.
supposed
So
to
worse."
dab.
Just rubbing it into
just
the carpet.
dab.
Yeah, just dab. No, they're
you're
just
supposed to
squeezing
dab.
it
Club
in.
soda. But it's like, no, the Logan movie was excellent though.
Ah,
Yeah, that
Logan
was really
fucking
good.
amazing.
That was really good. That
Yeah,
Deadpool's
that
have been
was-
good.
Well, that was
Yes.
one of the things that almost ruined Deadpool was the X-Men. What was it?
Origins. Wolverine.
Origins. That's right.
That
and
was
they brought
the
in
worst
Deadpool,
piece of trash.
and that was terrible.
They took
and
Yeah, it
almost
was horrible,
ruined him.
but
the first 3 minutes
Yeah.
of that when they were doing all those wars was cool.
yeah,
I wish they would have extended that to the whole movie, but whatever.
that would have been cool because that would have been like the origin
Yes, exactly.
of Wolverine.
Hindsight's 2020, I guess.
well, YOLO, I guess.
I guess.
YOLO. But I don't know. That was that X-Men. Yeah, it's just we're so lucky too. God damn it, we're so lucky that we're living this time where all these movies come out and they're like just dope as
It's
hell.
a great time for moviegoers for sure.
Oh yeah.
Just TV shows too.
Well, especially
It's
for
also scary
nerds
because
and
Disney
comic book
freaking
fans and
owns
stuff.
everything.
Oh, what was that, Andy?
Yeah, I said
They own it.
it's a good time for nerds and comic book fans. But
Oh yeah,
Mike
Yeah.
was saying,
yeah. Disney owns.
It's
everything.
like I said, it's scary because Disney owns everything, and they're like on their way for world domination.
But it's almost like as long as you keep giving me good shit, I'll just eat up.
Exactly.
I'll drink the Kool-Aid. I
yeah,
don't care.
that's fine.
yeah,
As long as
exactly.
you're doing
I'll drink
cool
the
stuff,
Kool-Aid.
I don't care.
I'll just-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As long as they
I
start
am
pumping
such a-
out the same formula and like the movies are good and compelling, have good stories,
Yeah.
I really don't care who owns absolutely everything and monopolize it. It's not going to hurt my feelings because I'm going to still consume the shit out of it. I don't
Yeah.
care who
Yeah.
it is, as long
Well,
as it's
they also
good
have-
and entertaining.
Yeah.
they also have the Disney streaming service that's coming out, right?
Oh no, they're gonna get me on that too.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
got me.
They're going to be competing with Netflix.
Well, we talked
and-
about all those streaming services that were coming out, like Apple's streaming service,
Yeah,
game
Apple's
services.
coming out with
It's
one.
ridiculous.
Oh.
Xbox is supposed to be launching a cloud-based game service too,
damn it.
which I mean they already have one.
Yeah, but it's
but
like
they're going to have one where it's like you don't have to download any more games at all ever.
you just go straight to it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You pay like I don't know how much it's going to be, but you pay like a flat rate and you can play whatever game you want from the cloud.
Oh, dude. See, you know what really annoys me though is like with these app things, right? I had to talk to AT&T and I was like, hey, which is with all of them, Spectrum, all of them, they're all garbage about this, but like,
Dude.
they like you'd be like, can I just do internet, like just really good internet? I told them and they said, well, we can give you like a lower cable package. I was like, I literally do not watch any cable. I did it like
I know.
usually I only bring it up and I just look and I'm like, oh, I don't even know what
Fuck
channel.
this. Let me go to
to.
Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. So I tried to tell this lady, which I was probably being a little bit like, I know the deal. You guys, your cable's dying, so you guys are trying to squeeze that in.
Yeah,
And it's like, it's
It's only
I
additional
get
$10.
it.
It's like $10. I'm just pissing down the drain because I don't watch TV.
Eat
Yeah,
shit.
well, and it makes it more. It's just as expensive, or it's like they were like unlimited internet. Like if you have the cable,
Yeah.
But if you don't,
Yeah.
then it's limited. I'm like, really? Can you guys just do
See,
a
yeah,
package?
I agree with Cody. It's like cable's last stand to try to fight against streaming services. But every time I come home and turn on the TV, I'm like, Jesus, there is nothing that
Oh.
interests me on cable television. Maybe Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but that's
And,
HBO,
like,
and you
And
can.
you can stream it.
Yeah, but like some other sitcoms. Yeah, you can stream it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I was like, we looked at each other and like, Jesus, I hate cable. And she's like, I know.
Yeah.
So we just switched over to the Xbox or the PlayStation, watch shows on there, or play video games.
Mm-hmm.
But I pulled up something that I thought was kind of interesting just now.
Yeah.
The average American spends $857 on monthly subscriptions.
Almost $1,000 a month on subscriptions.
That is rent for
Yeah.
a decent apartment.
That's a piece of my rent.
Maybe not in Austin, but
I was
Yeah,
gonna
not
say
Austin.
maybe not in Austin.
it's like
But
half of
that's,
it.
Yeah,
I
it'd be
mean,
about half,
you know,
yeah.
$10 here, $10 there, $15 there. You know, that shit
It
adds up
quick.
quickly.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, man.
It's
I mean, I
insane,
went
man.
through. I went through my because luckily, you know, well, not with all of them, but with a lot of them. Like, luckily, because I have iPhone and iTunes or whatever, you can go into iTunes and a lot of your subscriptions are ran through that. So it's all in one place,
Right.
which makes it very easy.
Easy to
But
manage.
I went and looked and I saw like I have the Apple Music. I had to pay for the iCloud storage, which is like 99 cents, but regardless.
Yes.
And then I have I
Ear,
signed up for YouTube
regardless.
Red for a while because I hated the ads so much. I hated them. So
I'm
it
not
was
gonna
like
pay for. I'm not
I'm
going to
still
pay for
resisting.
YouTube. I'm just.
but
not
it was
gonna fucking do it.
$15 a
Fuck
month.
that.
$15 a
15.
month.
Well, you can get YouTube Red and you can get like exclusive content, but it's like all the content sucks. I just
Yeah.
want
It
to watch
sounds like a
regular
porn
YouTube videos.
site.
What, YouTube? Or YouTube,
YouTube
Red?
sounds like a porn site.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's
come on
'cause there's
over
a
to
Red
YouTube
tube.
Red.
Yeah, it's Red
We'll
tube.
show you titties.
That's why.
But like I said, I was paying
yeah.
$15 a month, and it was nice because there's no commercials. But then I was just like, because I mean, when you're like watching a video and all of a sudden it just stops and there's a 30-minute or 30-second commercial, you're just like,
They're basically
can't skip.
pressuring you to be like, hey, these ads that we could kind of chill out on a little
it's
bit.
like buy this subscription,
buy this,
toothbrush.
and you could just pass the whole thing. I know, I get it. They're making money. That's how they make a revenue.
But yeah, but
geez.
you're paying a subscription
in the middle
so
of
that,
the video is annoying.
Well, like I said, you're paying a subscription to YouTube so that way
Yeah.
you don't watch ads for subscriptions.
That's so.
Like buy this subscription toothbrush. We
Yeah,
send you
they
toothbrush
created
heads
a
every week.
problem that they're going to make you pay for a solution for.
Yeah, I mean, think
Yeah.
about it. There's a
They've made
subscription
it.
for absolutely everything. You can buy a subscription to buy groceries. You can buy a subscription
Yes.
to, like, of course, streaming services. You can buy a subscription to what? Razor blades,
Here and now,
toothbrush,
Here and now, let's make this
Yeah.
subscription a real thing.
toilet paper.
A subscription to a girlfriend. Cody, this could work well for you. You're the divorce champ.
That's called prostitution, and
you
I
could
believe that's
cancel
illegal.
anytime. Cancel anytime. $50 a month. Get
$50
as
a
much
month.
as you want, and you can
Oh.
cancel at any time.
but we have to make
but
the
I-
cancellation process a nightmare.
Just like a real relationship when you're trying to end it.
Yeah, it's like you,
You gotta
you can
send-
cancel at any time, but you just have to jump through a
You
million
got to
hoops
send a
in order to cancel
handwritten
it.
letter sent to a PO box in Russia.
In Nigeria.
And it's
Yeah.
also within a certain time frame, too.
It has to be overnighted.
Yeah.
And the package has to weigh at least
Has to
50
be.
pounds.
Yeah. And it goes through different countries, even though it's going to come. It's literally in the United States. You have to send a letter that goes to Russia, goes to some place in Africa, goes to
China,
like
and then it
Italy,
goes to
and then it
Nigeria.
comes back and it's like a street over. Like it just takes forever.
Yeah.
But they're like, it needs to be here in 24 hours. You're like,
It's
real
like
pain.
it's like you purposely put the wrong address on the label, and then like as soon as they're like, I thought I put the right address, and they go back and look online, and we already changed it. It was like 2401 is what they sent it to. Then we
Yeah.
changed the address on the website to 2407, and it just keeps we keep changing the address and shit. They're like, I thought I sent it to the right one.
bitch.
No.
yeah, no, that I'm pretty sure. Like,
and then
they
Cody's just
technically
like,
have.
I
for-
guess I'll just keep fucking all these women they send me every
I
month.
guess. I mean, I guess
It'd be
stuck
called
paying
Poon
for it.
Crate.
Poon crate. Oh my god.
Well, they have.
Well, that honestly, that makes me nervous on that one because then it makes me think of like actual like sex slaves things, like where they're in a crate and they're trying to
oh
send.
my God.
That's what went dark for me, and I was like, I don't know if this is a good plan. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
backfire.
Maybe not.
But
No, the caveat is they're only happy, healthy women and men, if you prefer.
if you prefer,
Well, I mean, speaking
I think
actually
I think
speaking of
it's very
subscriptions-
open-minded of you.
Actually, speaking of subscriptions and whatnot, you know, I was telling Andy last night. I was thinking about signing up for that Manscaped. You
Oh
heard of that?
yeah, with the balls thing.
It's got the ball shaver and stuff.
It's
'Cause-
all over my. You know what's weird is when we sent some funny pictures. Whenever we were doing that, and then we were like, "Wow, how clean you are!" My phone started giving me Manscaped ads.
Yeah, I have been too.
I was
And,
like,
well,
it's weird.
More now than
Yeah,
ever
my
because
NSA
last night
agent's like, "What are you doing? Sending all these ball sack pictures to your best friends?"
and it's like, here's a gay cruise website.
Yeah,
But like I said
Gay
last night,
booze cruise. Like, you know what? Fuck it.
that actually sounds fun though.
It'd be awesome. You'd get hit on the whole time. You'd feel great about yourself.
I don't
Yeah,
understand. Man, I feel like
drinks.
I still got it.
And everybody's gonna have fun.
yeah.
It's gonna be way better than
You'd
the
be like,
straight
"Yeah,
one.
I'm a little
Yeah.
Like,
overweight.
everybody's-
I'm kind of ugly,"
Oh.
but they'd be like, "God damn, look at that ass." I'm like,
Look at that bear.
"Yes, sir. You
You be
know
a bear,
you want
bud.
this ass."
Oh my
Fuck
god.
yeah, I'd be a bear.
Well, anyways, like I was saying, I was using my Philips little razor thing last night.
Yeah.
I was like trying to trim up my,
Yeah.
my undergarments, and
Situation.
the two little pieces that look like a chicken neck when you pull it up.
Oh yeah.
I nicked that so bad, I was bleeding.
Your waddle.
dude.
Ooh,
No,
my waddle.
Dude, I've hit that the same spot. It's like a universal.
It
Yeah.
hurts.
Bad.
Well,
area.
it's
Well,
so
like, it was like
loose
the
right
razors
there.
are going
It
back
just,
and forth.
It's like liquid. It's like a
Yeah.
Newtonian fluid. It's like solid and,
It's like you
and
almost
loose
have
at
to.
the same time. And it
Yeah.
gets right in between the blades, and you're like, "Ooh, son of a
Well, the
bitch,
thing is,
God,
I was going, and then all of a sudden, it just like I felt the blades go, like they bogged down when I got it, like because they're going back and forth so fast. And I was like, and then I pulled it away real fast.
And then the water stings it, and you're like, "Such good."
Well, after that, I jumped in the shower and like
Ball
started
sweat,
washing
man.
up, and I was like, oh
Salty.
my god, dude,
But
I have
no,
a scab.
I did it once where like I thought I was being ingenious about. I was like, oh wow. I was like, it's all loose skin, right? But
Yeah.
if I have a hard on,
Yeah.
everything's tight.
Yeah.
I can get closer. Did not because there's a lot of blood there. So when I nicked it, It did not. It was not good. It was like
just
oh my
squirting
God.
like
like
an
a stuck
artery.
pig.
Oh, it was terrible. It was a bad move,
Oh
and
my
I
God,
think
dude.
I
Cody's
have
like,
not
oh
done it
God,
since
and just sprays his fucking curtain. It's just
Look.
like
then. Oh, God.
Zach walks in, he's
just
like, oh my
psycho,
God.
just like yeah. They're like, oh God, yeah. It was not fun, and it also did.
Well,
not
I
make
tried.
it
I tried the boner method last time, but I got a body groomer that has the rounded teeth on the end.
Yeah.
So it's less likely for your satchel skin to get caught up in there. It'll still happen if you're not very careful.
Yeah.
But if you stretch it out, it's way less likely to get a nick on the old ball sack.
Yeah.
I just haven't like I'm just like I just kind of do the hover around like I just
I
trim it
tried
down.
to. Well, I put the guard on it and everything, like the shortest guard that you can get.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
1 millimeter or whatever. I put that on there just to be sure, and then it was just oh God. I mean, I got
Never
most of
fails.
it.
Never
I got
fails.
most of it. I did shave up my
Did you put a little piece of toilet paper on there to keep it from bleeding?
no. I tried to put toilet paper on there, but like it would sting, so I just left it off and I jumped in the shower and then just washed up.
Dude,
Like a
I'm
13-year-old
telling
kid
you, those-
shaving his face for the
I got
first
one of
time, and
those,
he's got all these little patches. That's
Like,
what
he's
your
got
balls were
little
looking like.
squares all over him. What were you saying, Eddie? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I got one of those Norelco electric shavers. I use it
Yeah.
like sometimes for my face and neck and stuff.
Mm.
But it also came with like a little body groomer attachment that has the rounded heads.
Yeah.
So that thing is by far the best way to shave your giblets.
Giblets.
Hmm.
I love that word, giblets,
That's a good word.
for testes.
But like I said, I was looking into that Manscaped thing, and it looks like it. I mean, it's purpose built for shaving down
Just
there.
your balls and junk.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like purpose built, so you get a close
okay.
shave, but then it has like these special guards and stuff, and
Yeah.
the blades are like a certain way, so that way you don't get snagged. And it's like, so I think if you were to use
God,
if you use it down there, if you use it down there, I mean, if it's purpose built for down there, it should be fine working on your face. But if you have something that's purpose built for your face and you work it down there, it doesn't work.
It's that way, yeah.
It's going to be a little less. It's going to be a little more industrial type thing for your, because your face whiskers are a little. Your face is not nearly
Coarser.
as sensitive or sag. Well, maybe certain people, but your face is not nearly as loose as your ball skin.
Yeah.
Can you imagine when you hit like 50 or late 40s, how loose your balls get? That's why dudes just give up when they're that age. They're like fat. They're wearing those white New Balances, the brown leather.
That is,
and they're
man.
just like, fuck
is
it,
so
fuck
true.
it.
It is true. It's like there's an outfit that they
It's like
give
the
you
dad
like when you
uniform.
turn 40.
Yeah.
They're like, here's your New Balances.
Here's
Here's
some
your
cargo shorts.
your
cargo
jeans.
khaki.
No, your jeans that like are kind of like washed out a little bit.
No,
They're not
you,
very. And
you
they got
get
those like
jean shorts.
the sewing.
You get
You
jean
get jean
shorts.
shorts.
Yes,
Or khaki shorts.
and then
you
And
have
a white
like
polo that you tuck in.
That's
and
way too
white
big. It's like
New
big in
Balance.
size. It's not very fitting. It just looks like it's
loose,
got,
it's comfy.
and it sticks out to the side, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
little angles. Yeah.
Well, then you
terrible.
have the
Yeah.
shoes that were, of course, the white New Balances that were prescribed by your doctor. Then you have
The prescription.
the prescription shoes, and then you have like, with the Velcro strap, and then you have the
Oh, yeah,
socks that are
definitely.
above your ankle.
Yeah. And
Up
they never will
way
wear short
above.
socks like that because they're like, I don't like how they feel.
Yeah,
My dad
No,
is
fuck that.
absolutely against wearing short socks. He was like, I wear only long socks. And I was like, you only wear
Dude.
long socks? And he's like, I was like, oh, like, and
Wait,
then I
like,
thought
like
about
no
it.
show, or are you talking about the ones that like
Like,
actually
yeah,
go up to
like-
your shin?
Like, yeah, like he does not like the no-show ones.
Oh,
He's just not, I'm like, Dad, they look clean though. They look good when you're wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Like,
See, I'm not. Sometimes
the-
I'm a little against. I wear the no-show socks for work,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't know. Outside of them, I don't really care for them. I just feel like one wrong step and the heel will go underneath, and I'll just be stepping on bunched up sock all day. But they're a lot better than knee-high socks. But
I will tell you this, man. I have these no-show socks that I got from American Eagle when I was in high school,
oh yeah.
like long time ago, and I still have them today.
I still have a couple pairs from
It
like
must
I
have been
think
pretty good
American
socks.
Eagle.
They are excellent socks. No holes in any one of them.
Yeah,
see, Cody, this is why I'm thinking about joining you as the divorce champ, because I have to go
Divorce champ.
buy fucking socks every 6 or 8 months because Chelsea doesn't give a shit what kind of socks she wears. She'll wear mismatched. One's long, one's fucking an ankle sock.
Oh my god!
And
Oh my
when
god,
we
that is-
wash them,
I'm not OCD,
we don't,
but that literally
we
made
don't roll
me-
them together.
That's disgusting.
Like I try to roll the socks together,
yeah,
and she'll just leave them loose, and I'm like, dude,
No, I have to have the exact
and
same
then they
sock.
all get lost, and I have to go buy another pack of socks.
Oh, I will search for like I'm not really like I try to do the roll up thing, but sometimes they just sit in like my basket and I'll just dig through them. But I will be like,
Got to find the same sock.
Yeah.
I'm like this sock and this sock match. If it don't, then if I can't find this one and then I find another pair, I just throw that one to the side. I'm like, oh, these match. Okay, I'm taking these.
Yeah.
Fuck this sock.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
But I have to.
I can't
you
really
have to have
bitch
the same
though
sock.
because she washes the laundry.
It's so
I don't really put it away too much. So
Me neither.
It's mostly my own fault, but I want to blame her for something.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's me neither, man. Because I like.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Well, Chris and I both do laundry, but I don't ever put it away.
They literally go from basket to in the washer dryer and back in
Being
the basket. It's like
Yeah.
a rotation. They're
It's always in the basket,
yeah.
into the laundry basket, and then
I've taken things out of the dryer. Like I've just
Yeah,
been
I've
like,
left it
By
in
the
the
time
dryer.
I put shit away, it's
the dryer is just one giant closet for me for like, or it's like with a little basket.
well, you
It's
just
a
turn it
basket.
on and
it's
then
a warm
stuff gets
basket.
unwrinkled and you're fine.
Yeah, and it makes it warm. You just run it for a couple
Yeah,
minutes.
it's a good way to iron out your clothes.
That's dude. I am so that's like I'm so I'll never think I'll grow out of that. Where people are like, "Oh, don't you iron your stuff?" I'm like, man, I just throw that thing
Tumble
in the
dry, man.
dryer.
10 minutes.
shit.
Well,
Dude, I'll get a wild hair up my ass. I bought a nice, ironing board. I got a nice iron, and I've probably used it 3 times. I'm like, I'm going
3
to iron
times?
my clothes before I go to work. And then I fall asleep. And I'm like, I am not fucking... I get up just right before I have to be late. Right before I know I'm going to be late to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So it leaves me no room for error for my morning routine. So it's like...
Wow.
Either I'm wearing some wrinkled ass clothes or it's getting that downy wrinkle release real quick and I'm dipping out.
Given my drive now, like even if it's wrinkled, by the time I get to my work, it'll unwrinkle itself because it's like an hour and 38 minutes.
Oh my god.
So it's like,
Fuck.
yeah,
Yeah, Cody's commuting from Austin to San Antonio.
every day. It's so
Every
fun.
day that
That's gotta
sucks.
be hey man,
I
at
only
least
have
you're
to
not,
do that
That's
like
true.
a couple times a month.
Well, I have a coworker that works. Well, he just moved this past weekend up to Austin, but he works here in Austin with me, and he was driving from
Houston, right?
Houston.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I was like,
Yeah,
no
that's
way.
a 3-hour drive.
insane.
No freaking way. I would
Fuck
not
everything
do
about
Each
that.
way. Well, he was like, yeah, you know,
Couldn't
it's
you
hard
just
because
live with a friend for a little, like
He has a
during
family,
the week, and
doesn't
then
he,
go
though?
home on
he's
the
got
weekends?
7 kids.
that. Oh my god.
Oh
Well, I
my
would drive
God.
3 hours away. I would drive 3 hours away just to get somewhere.
Just
Yeah,
time.
I would probably do just to get some fucking alone time.
Yeah.
yeah. He's fine with that.
So he
He's
was
just
like,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
man.
Jesus.
Well, some of them are old, so I guess he said they're about to move out and stuff. But
Oh.
I was like, man,
That's a lot of kids.
7 kids.
He's
It's
not
either
even a
7 or
football
5.
player. He's
I
not
think
even a
it's 7,
football
though.
player either. Like Philip Rivers. He has like 30 kids, but I'm like, yeah,
No, he's extremely smart, and I know he's probably making good money.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I guess,
Or
yeah.
he has the
Well, you got to
option
if you're a shitty person and just making like minimum wage and you have 7 kids,
Mhm.
you're the problem.
God.
Yeah, you're the problem.
You're
with
part of the problem.
with the situation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
see, that's why I think people need to have license to have children. You need to apply for I would have probably gotten denied the first time, but I'm saying you should have to go and apply for a license. I know most people aren't going to follow it, so
Yeah.
they should probably be fined like a one time. Like, God damn it! Here's your $500 fine. Pay it over the next year. I'm like, okay, and you have to go to the courthouse, apply for the license, and they say, okay, you're financially stable. You're not doing.
You have to have X amount of
crazy
money in your
shit.
bank account.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you have to do that to buy a fucking restaurant or a car. You have to have a
Yeah.
good credit, and you have to have some kind of liquid assets, like if
Mhm.
you're going to buy some property or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, why wouldn't you do that with like a huge investment, like a child? Because a child is a huge investment.
Yeah.
You're going to pay like, I think it's up to $1 million to provide for a child until they're 18 now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
So
know, man. I think
if you don't even have the money to provide for this kid for the basic needs like food and shelter, then I don't think you should be having kids.
Well, but some of the
I mean,
greatest
I think that's
people,
pretty common, but
some of the greatest people came out of the shittiest situations.
That's true.
I
Like,
mean,
where their parents
you're
weren't around,
absolutely
because
right.
if we had everybody that were supposed to have kids, like we applied, we have the money, we raised them correctly, like they don't have that same need and drive as the
Yeah.
people that came from messed up situations. You know what I mean?
See, I mean, I can kind of agree with that, but I also I don't think maybe necessarily the license should be based on how much money you have. It should be on like how competent you are to be able to raise the child and teach them right things. Like a test, but then it'd be like, what's this common sense answer here?
Yeah.
Like, common sense to be able to raise a child. Obviously, nobody knows how to raise a child perfectly.
Yeah,
you're going to do some permanent damage to every. Like, I know I've done some permanent damage to my kid because of who I am, like how I parent. But I mean, it's not like I don't try. It's really fucking hard to raise a kid, even if it's just one. That's why, like, everybody who's like, oh, why, aren't you going to have another one? I'm like, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Shut up. One is plenty. Why do I have to have fucking two? Well, your child is so cute. I'm like, yeah, she's all right, but goddamn, I don't want another one of them.
She's all right.
Yeah, it's like, that would just be
yeah, my daughter's beautiful, but dude, like, why would you, if you're driving yourself
the next
crazy
one ain't too good
with one kid? Yeah, what if the next one's a
half
shithead?
cooked or something, and you're like, crap.
Like,
I'm stuck with this one.
It's a little waterhead baby, who knows? But, nothing wrong with that. But
I mean, the waterhead is wrong, but no, I'm just kidding.
Not to say I wouldn't want a waterhead child. I wouldn't, but
I don't think anybody does.
You just kind of feel
on purpose.
I mean, I think people are deluding themselves to say, "Oh, I want 3 or 4 kids." No, you fucking don't. You just end up with that many.
Yeah. Is that because
stop?
It's because your boy's pull-out game is weak.
It's just
weak as fuck.
Or he purposely went through, and then she was like, "Wait, did you go?" And he's like, "No.
I did it over there at the corner."
Yeah. No, I got most of it out. Most of it went out. Most of it.
That's what
maybe
I
a little
think.
bit went inside you, but I mean,
nothing to be worried about.
That's a fucking guy line. She's like, "Did you just come in me?" And you'll be like, no. I got most of it out. And she's like, what the fuck?
Don't even worry about it.
No, I mean, the whole thing is always like, I get like for a while now I'm off on the hook. I'm off the hook now since I split with my ex. But like, my mom was like, well, so when are kids in the picture? And like my ex mother-in-law would be like, what are kids? I'm like,
fucking
nowhere near.
Dude, that's how I found out you got divorced, is because I asked that question.
Yeah. Oh, because my
brother
brother
was.
was.
Are you and Brandy? When are you and Brandy going to have kids? And then you were like, "Oh, we're getting a divorce."
Yeah, but like,
I was like, all right,
whoa, all right.
Because my brother is having a kid like in August, so I was oh, good, I'm off the hook for a while, and it's a girl too, so like they're like super happy about that. Because now they got a grandson and they're gonna have a granddaughter, so they're all like, my parents are through the roof right now. So I'm like, good,
that's strange.
I'm off of the hook.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with being the cool uncle and not having kids. Honestly, if you don't have kids, you have a better carbon footprint, Cody. Because who knows?
But see, the thing is, I don't really give a shit about the carbon footprint. I'll die here, whatever years, and then you know what? It doesn't really matter after that. Everybody else can go screw themselves. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, when I do have a child, she's gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's their fucking problem.
Yeah,
hair falling out, carbon in the air, cancer.
Yeah, look, somebody else screwed it up before me, so I mean, just at this point, we're just passing the trash. Yeah, we're just passing it to each other.
We were too lazy to do it. You guys have the internet. You guys figure it out.
Just passing the bill, like, hey, here.
Yeah, you got Google. Find out the answer yourself, smartass.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I've
find out the answer on somebody else's blog and opinion, and base it off of that.
I'm not sure. I'm just not sure if I like. I think about it every once in a while in my head. I go, well, do I want a kid? Because you get romanticized the idea of having a kid, being like, oh, it'd be so fun to be like this little version of me. And then I think about it when I see you or Gil, and like, and you guys are like, God damn it, stop! What do you do? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, that part. No.
Oh, yeah. Dude, like even with one, Isabella, I came back thinking like, I am so appreciative that my daughter, she can be a little neurotic, but she is not 3 children. So. Like, when we went over to Gil's house to have dinner and all that, I was so thankful. I was like, oh, my God, I am so thankful for my child.
They're
it's
fun.
Not,
it's
they're just so damn
they're
rambunctious.
High energy. Yeah.
And like, his little boy came up and bit me on the leg. I was like, dude.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? I was like, I don't even have the instinct to protect you. I will knock you the fuck out.
That left my body right now, and I was just about to murder you. Like, you're a wild animal.
I was like, I just wanted to chop him right in the neck and knock him out. But I was like, dude,
Yeah,
I know.
It's like, come on,
I was
man.
like,
good thing you're
I'm
so
glad I
adorable.
don't have 3 children. I was
Yeah.
like, hats off to Gil and Miana for doing that.
And they have smart. I mean,
It's like,
they're smart
yeah.
though. That's the thing too. Smart kids. It's just they're
It's-
also
yeah,
like, they're
I mean,
also
it's-
50%
that's-
Gil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gotta think,
that's
that's
also
wild
a
man
problem
DNA.
that they're smart.
They're
It's also a
smart
big
and they're
problem
get
that they're
that
smart.
wild
Yeah,
man
Gil's
DNA.
Gil's gonna be like, Gil thought he was wild when he was a little kid. Oh my God. Can you imagine when
universe
they
is
get to
about to
high
come
school
down.
what they're gonna be like? Vanessa's okay, but the other two, they're gonna be
Pepe and
Well,
Manny.
Gil wasn't all that wild when we first met him.
not when we first
he
met
was.
him.
He was. He was on the
He
sneak.
turned into it, and then now he's passing that on to his children.
This is awesome though. They're
Like
gonna be,
that,
they're gonna be
that's
the,
probably
they're gonna be the
because
fun
he was
kids
like
to
that.
hang
And
out
he
with.
was just like keeping it inside until he met us, and he
Kinda
was like,
broke out
"Oh,
of
I
his
could be
shell.
myself around these guys," and we were like, "Bro, you should tone it down a little."
See,
We're
I
not
like
that crazy.
Yeah.
but I just don't see myself like I at this point I'm starting to have that mode where I'm like I don't see myself ever getting married again. I know everybody says that. I said that the last time too. I wasn't ever getting married and I did, but I'm serious. Like it is literally. I think I always knew deep down in my head that I was like I don't really. It's not for me. I don't think it is. I mean like I would like to have a long relationship with somebody, but cool. But I just don't like that. I feel like it puts so much for some people. It does wonders for them. Like you're secure. You're great.
Yeah, I
some
think
people
it's just
it feels like it's
honestly, yeah.
It's like you feel like there's like this change. You're like, oh well, I've got you now, so I can just be a POS if I want to.
Yeah.
That's always I don't know.
I think it's more of like an obligation to get the title of, well, I'm married, this, that, and the other. The whole, I don't know,
Yeah.
perks that come with being married. I don't know. Like
I think
Chelsea
it's
and
like
I
a
have kind of a
status
unique
thing.
relationship, but yeah, it is definitely a status thing. Like that's what I was trying to get at.
It's like
But,
throwing you have a
like-
new car or something, but it's like a permanent or
Yeah,
not a permanent
but-
thing, but it's a big thing.
But-
yeah.
People are in healthy relationships just being together.
Just
They don't
yeah.
have to go get married to, put a pin in it and say, well, I guess we're married now.
And they have kids and
Cho-
stuff. And they're
totally
not-
changes the yeah, like my mom and stepdad, they've been together for I don't know 13 14 years and they're more happy than they've ever been being married. And my stepdad was married a couple times and my mom was married to my dad, obviously, who was not a very good person. So their situation is like perfect and they're not married.
Yeah, it's
And,
just not everybody has
you
to
don't
do it.
need to be married to have a
Yeah.
good healthy relationship, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm happily married.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like you
but that's
you
gross.
guys
Being married's gross. No, I'm
yeah
just kidding.
yeah loser nerd. No,
Well, I mean, honestly, though, in all fairness, though, it is few and far between where you find somebody that's actually truly happy being married.
yeah.
Although I wish that we could still file taxes single because we could have gotten a lot more money back.
You can file separately.
It changes the dynamic of it. If you're married, filing separately, it changes the
It's
whole
yeah,
dynamic
it's
of
different.
Oh, I made way
Totally
more money
different
for
thing.
filing married but separate.
it. Well, I know, but if you file married but separate, you technically do get more money. But if you were to file each individually single,
Oh, wait a minute.
you'd get way
Yeah.
more money back.
Yeah, Chelsea recommended that. She's like, man, we should just get a divorce. It's like, what? She's like, yeah, so we can file taxes separate. We don't have to break up or anything. I was like,
We still
oh,
live
I
together.
was like,
Just rip up the paper.
I was like,
We'll
it's
just-
kind of an interesting.
I'll just
it
move
was an
out. This
interesting
guy
point.
Tom will come in, and
Yeah.
you can sleep on the couch. You're like, wait, this plan seems like it's starting to feel a little bit more like you just want to leave. It's for the money purposes. You're like, oh, okay, that's
oh,
weird.
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna go on a vacation for a while.
Me
I'm
and
gonna
Tom
go down
are
to
going.
the store to get milk.
Yeah, it never comes back.
Yeah.
And then the daughter's asking, "Where's mommy? I thought she went to go get milk." You're like, "Yeah, she'll be back." It's like, but it's been 4 years.
She's looking for the
You're
right
like,
milk.
well, your mom's taking her time. She's a milkmaid. She's got to check all the dates.
Yeah.
But no, like I think that's weird. Like we're getting to that age now where like I feel like we're almost 30. Well, Andy, you're over 30, but I
Yeah.
still consider.
Yeah, thanks, man.
But you still like you're in the. You can. We'll accept you into the 29-year-old club right now.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I don't look like it though.
Yeah, I've gotten to that point where like if I go into stores now, I just get the sir instead of like, hey, what's up, dude? Or like get the checkout
Oh,
kid.
yeah.
Like they'll be like,
Dude,
they're
I
like,
was with
they're
my
20 or
mom
something.
at the liquor store. I was with my mom at the liquor store. Well, I was actually with my sister, my mom, at the liquor store, and we were getting like taste tests of beer that they had on tap.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, I'd like to try that. And she's like, I'm going to need to see your ID. And I was like, but not ours.
Yeah,
and she's like,
no.
well, I probably should have. I was like, yeah, thanks.
She's like, okay,
like-
yeah. You want me to make you feel
Yeah,
better?
like, and Chelsea and I went to a casino for like one of my company things.
Mm-hmm.
And we went down to the boat to get our gaming on. And of course, you got to show your ID before you go in there, show your 21 or whatever.
Yeah.
And the security guard was like, ma'am, can I see your ID? And Chelsea looked at me with this shit-eating fucking grin and was like, but of course, and handed the ID. And the guy, I was like, what about me? And she looked me up and down. He's like, you're good.
Don't
I was
worry
like,
about it.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, you look like an old bag of
Yeah,
shit.
You're
Go
not
ahead.
fooling anyone.
Yeah.
You're not fooling anyone.
You're
you
definitely
old
over
fuck.
18.
Like you're like what is that Stephen Boucher or whatever, he's like dressed up like a cool kid or something. He's like, what's up, fellow
Yeah,
kids?
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, yeah, Buscemi. Yeah, like just like
What's up, fellow high schoolers?
Yeah, like
Fellow kids.
I get that because I've literally like when I truly knew it wasn't just like just being respectful, like saying sir, and it was like actually like sir, like you're older than me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like I
Yeah.
felt that. I was like, oh, I'm getting that. Oh, like when
Yeah.
they don't even look, they
That's
just go,
a bit rough.
you're good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even a regular here. I don't even come here often. Now, but now I'm like, you're just like,
You don't have gray hair yet.
yo, I got a few.
No, I'm just saying. Like, you don't have gray hair yet, but
Yeah.
you will very soon.
Yeah,
you
it's
don't have to
coming.
get
Well,
at
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be that 35-year-old dude that's got some peppered hair a little bit, just right up on the temples. It's coming, which I'm fine with, honestly.
Well,
I mean,
Apparently, the bellwether for being old is having gray hair on your balls. You know,
No.
my buddy was telling me, he was like, he's in his 40s, and he was like, yeah, you know you're old when you got gray hair on your balls. I was like, on your balls? He's like,
Wow.
oh, yeah. I was like,
at that point, they just put you out to pasture.
yeah,
Just
at
take
that
me
point, it's
Check
just,
you out back.
yeah, it's that. I think at that point, they start issuing out the white New Balance.
So say it's like Christmas for old dudes. It's just like you wake up in the morning, you open your door, and there's just a little gift, and it says like New Balances and some sunglasses
You're like,
that
oh,
don't look cool on you,
fuck.
but you think they look cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
those really like thin, but like they have like the I don't know how to explain it, but
I
you
know
know
what you're
those
saying.
ones that are just so
Oakleys?
dorky.
Yeah.
No, they're not even cool. Like they're not even like cool. They're like some off-brand, but they look like they're like trying to edgy. Like
Yeah,
No,
I
they're
know
they're
what you're
not
saying.
built for
Yeah.
your what you are. Like I've seen them so many times. I'm just like, oh god.
I think that's when you get to that age where you go in
or
for a
or
normal
they're either
checkup.
that or they're the Oakleys that all the coaches wore in high school.
No, not even
same
those. Those are
Oakleys.
just- 'cause those
with
are
the
still-
rainbow lenses.
no, not that. I'm talking
Yeah.
like
and
I'm
they
talking.
have the neck harness on them.
I'm
No.
talking like the real like just they're your head's too big for these like these glasses don't fit your face, but
Yeah.
they look cool. They look cool on on a chick or
You're talking about like
or-
readers' glasses?
Huh? No, they kind of look like that, but they're sunglasses.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But they look just terrible.
I know what you're saying. But
And
I was
dorky.
saying that's about the age where you go to like a normal checkup, and the doctor comes in. He's like, "Says here that you're over 40." You're like, well, yeah. He's like, "I see that you're not wearing your New Balances.
Well, that's
Here's a prescription."
yeah. Here you go.
You can't be wearing
no,
Nikes.
no, I don't want to wear those. I don't
Get
Get the
Those are
crash
for the young
cart.
ones.
Get the
Well,
crash cart. You got to get his New Balances on quick. Yes, get the socks
Stat.
that are almost to the knee. Okay. Ah.
Well, speaking of
Size
sneakers,
10 New Balance stat.
speaking of sneakers, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Good segue.
Yeah, I know. I like to set it up.
So
now.
smooth.
But
like
when
a
we come back,
screeching
I wanted to play a little game and then talk about have some questions about a little game thing. We'll figure it out. But we'll be right back.
Okay, swag.
All right, welcome back to the Pull It Back podcast. I just wanted to bring this up real quick because it was a big news story over the weekend. It was the Alliance of American Football League has folded.
Really?
Whoa, big surprise.
Yeah, they have suspended
that sucks.
operations, and they're only 7 weeks into their 10-week season.
Jesus,
So they couldn't
must
even
have
finish
not
a full
had any
season.
money.
Yeah, so they have. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but the guy that owns the Carolina Hurricanes, I think it is, the NHL
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
He came in and basically bailed them out because they were about to go bankrupt, like in week 3 or something like that, or 2. And so he came in. He's like, "I'll pledge $250 million to get the league going or whatever." And that basically bought him the voting stake in the AAF. Basically, gave him unprecedented power.
Yeah.
And he said he'd pledged $250 million, but he only gave $70 million, and he was like, "I'm not pouring any more money into this," and so he's like, "I'm suspending operations." So that was his call to suspend it. So he could have kept going, but he was like, "I'm suspending it." And so everybody else, like the board members and stuff at the AF, were like, "What the hell, man? We could have kept going with this because it's going to take some time to get off the ground and blah blah blah." So of course it pissed a lot of people off, but yeah, they were only 7 weeks into the season, so basically they were like the players and stuff were kicked out of their hotels.
Oh
shit!
Because they suspended, so they were just like, "You got until tonight to get your shit out and go."
Wow,
is that what all that was?
Yeah, all the players.
I glanced over it, but I didn't realize that's what it was.
Well, because the players were getting paid on a week-to-week basis, which normal. I mean, even in the NFL, they do that too. You know, they're like, you get paid per game or whatever, and you get bonuses per, for whatever, and so these guys haven't gotten paid.
Wow,
holy shit!
Yeah, so they're not going to get another paycheck. That was it. And then they were like, and then the AAF graciously said, "You know what? Our players that were in the AAF can now sign with the NFL teams."
Oh, yay!
It's like,
so our subpar players can play for the NFL. But I mean,
because they had
that's
a clause
pretty good
in there
opportunity.
They had a clause in there to where like the AAF players couldn't sign with the NFL mid-season.
Right.
But since they're suspending operations, they're just like, "Yeah, you can go sign with the NFL. It's fine." It's like, "Oh, how gracious of you, you
thank you,
freaking prick."
It's like this failed system thing that we were trying to do.
Yeah, you're a shitbag.
Yeah, didn't they have that in the 90s, though, with, like, Vince McMahon or whatever?
The XFL?
Yeah,
they did the same thing.
No.
But at least it made it through a full season.
Well, that's what okay, yeah, it's true. But I think it's just, like, I don't think there's ever going to be, it's like the same thing with, like, political parties where, like, everybody's like, we get a third party in. I think it's like with football, I think it's like NFL is it. I don't think they're ever going to get another one going in there. It's just always going to feel like it's second.
I think of anything though, because I mean this happened with the AFL NFL when they merged. So the AFL was tanking and they started to lose money, and so the NFL absorbed them. Right? Yeah. So they could do something similar with this. I mean, not take all the teams, because there was only 2 teams really that I think like actually were making profits, and that was the San Antonio Commanders and the Birmingham Iron.
Because it'd be cool to see some new NFL teams in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they pick up 4 teams and add them to 2 to each side, 2 to the NFL, 2 to the AFL, or NFC and AFC.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty neat, but probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
no, it probably won't happen. But because they have, I mean, one, the gameplay was pretty bad. I mean, there were some glimmers of hope, but it wasn't very good.
It's like watching amateur wrestling.
They completely got rid of the kickoff. So I mean, the kickoff is like something special,
Yeah.
It's like it's NFL Sunday kickoff.
Part of the thing. Well, that's like going back to what Cody was saying. Like the NFL has that specific formula.
Yeah.
That's been around. It's time tested.
Yeah.
It's the thing. It's like synonymous with what you think football is. Like
beer, hot girls,
history,
pizza. Fucking all that stuff.
You grew up with it.
Yeah, it's just there. It's just always been a thing that's existed.
Yeah, this is like it's like the NFL is actual cigarettes, and the AAF is like a nicotine patch.
It's not. It's like sure, it's something, but it's a Band-Aid to it, or it's like,
not the real thing.
Instead of actual surgery, they're like, just put a Band-Aid over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Like there's just certain things that I just don't think. Like Amazon is gonna be now it'll be that thing. It's like it's always there. It's just you can't. Nobody else is gonna we have Google and stuff like that, but it's like
like Bing.
Everybody's
why
in
the
the
fuck
dust.
would you use Bing when you have Google?
Exactly.
Or DuckDuckGo. Like but we have this one thing that's a little better. And you're just like so
I'm still just gonna use it's the it's like also like with brand stuff that I'm trying to do with I'm like throwing this off, but like with like HEB stuff or whatever, you get like the off-brand. The guy I used to work with used to work at HEB. And he was like, and he said, "You know what, man?" He goes, "All that HEB stuff is just as good as the stuff that you get from like if you're getting like headache medicine or something."
Yeah.
He's like, "It's the same thing. It's just you're paying for the brand." And I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah, I mean, that's.
But like, there's certain things that do dip in quality a little bit. Like,
you gotta, you get what you pay for with some certain things. Like, like food and stuff like that. That's one thing. Like medications, the store brand. Yeah, save yourself a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But you if you want a good pair of shoes, you don't go to Walmart and get the ones that are paired together on the hanger. And you spend $5 and they're like, wow, these are comfortable, great. No, they're good for a couple of days just to get you where you need to go. You know, like on a trip, you go buy a pair of water moccasins or some shit. Yeah. But you're going to go buy some good New Balance or some Nikes or Reeboks or whatever.
You know, the Church of New Balance already.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you got
I do like New Balance, though.
Yeah, I have a pair of New Balance.
Oh,
the
man,
Church
those are my
of New
sneakers.
Balance.
I'm still fighting that.
I mean, but they're good shoes, but I don't have the white Velcro
they make
ones.
way better shoes than just the
when you stop caring about tying your
white
shoes
ones.
Yeah, when you have the Velcro strap, that's when shit goes downhill. But you don't go to Payless. Well, you got to think like Nike and Reebok and all these other brands. Like they have R&D divisions, to where they can research and make the better product. But with Walmart, they're just like, well, this is what their shoe looks like.
So yeah. It's like a car. It's like a car that looks really nice on the outside, and then you're like, but it's just a piece of shit. Like
it's got like a lawn chair.
Yeah,
yeah. Do you guys remember that
Trojan horse, basically?
Yeah, you remember that Lamborghini Countach that used to run around Colleen? That kit car. It was like actually a Pontiac Fiero with a fucking V6 in it.
Yeah. When people have like Camaros and stuff, and they always put that stupid like, oh look, I got the what is it, the Cobra or like the Stingray?
It's like you just put a sticker on the back that says
Cobra.
Oh my
GT.
Can we talk about that?
Literally,
can we talk about how big of a problem that is for a second? Like people who drive around in automatic convertible V6 Mustangs, like, I got a sports car. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have a sports car. You got a Mustang. You got a shell of a Mustang.
Yeah,
you
got
may
a
as
pretty
well
face
have gotten a Taurus or a Focus or a Fusion. You know.
Yeah.
You didn't get a sports car. You got yourself, you know,
eye candy,
a cheerleader's car. You got
car.
yourself a cheerleader's car that her dad got her for not getting pregnant on her 16th birthday.
That is absolutely. It's like it's like catfishing for cars. Like
if you want a convertible that's like a sports car, just get a Miata. At least it knows what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
four-cylinder little
pretentious. It's not
sports
trying
car,
to be something.
It's just
it's a 2-seater sports car. Like that's what you wanted, but you wanted to get a Mustang so you can fit some friends in the back. But it's like it's not really a Mustang. Don't call it a Mustang.
Yeah, look, I'm
At
not
least
a huge
the Miata
car guy.
Fits
but
yeah,
I'm not a huge
Miata
car guy,
fits
but like
the
it cringes
personality.
me out. Oh, sorry.
You're talking about Mustang does?
No, it just cringes me out when people do that to car. Like I couldn't tell you all the ins and outs of a car, like a fast car or nothing, but like when I see that, I'm like, that's clearly not like, and they're trying to play it up as something really like, cool.
Yeah.
It cringes me out so hard.
Speaking of being cringe, the other day I was driving to work and it was raining outside and somebody had the top down on a Mustang.
Oh my God.
I was like, what are you doing?
That's kind of
I mean, it wasn't like it was broken. It was brand new, but it was raining.
I just
And he was just like,
blowing in the
whatever.
rain.
I was like, that guy is a
I'm gonna
psychopath.
take my shower before I go to work. I'm just gonna have the roof open.
And
It's
he
like
goes,
on a
gonna
rough
shampoo
night,
and
just
stuff.
leave the roof open. Fuck it.
I just got to do this.
That's a person who's given up on everything.
Yeah, he didn't look like a very happy person. But like I said,
Probably because he was driving with the roof down. It's
well, like I said, he's definitely a sociopath, man. I would definitely watch him.
Yeah,
I don't trust him at all.
Like, I don't trust him at all.
he's gonna be on Dateline.
His Mustang's a V6. It's an automatic.
And it's convertible.
It's a convertible, and he's driving it in the rain like a fucking moron.
And they also I like when they do like they order stuff to like make everything match, but like it's just I don't know, it looks just so cheesy.
Like when people buy Mercedes and they get like Mercedes umbrellas and coffee bugs and stuff.
God.
Oh my God! Like the hats.
Didn't you have a
stupid
coworker
hats.
that had
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
He bought like the cheapest Mercedes you can buy, which it was used. It was
C-Class?
used like C-Class, yeah.
Oh,
and it was
The
he
poor
was like,
man's
yeah, man, I got it
Mercedes.
for like I got it for like $10,000, and I traded in my old V6 Mustang. And I swear to God, that's real. He was like, I traded in my V6 Mustang that he put 22-inch rims on that he basically ruined, and
Nice.
he traded it in for a Mercedes. And this is a white guy. He traded it in for a Mercedes C-Class.
Gotta be
Thanks
clear
for
on
the
that.
clarification.
He was a
Disclaimer.
tall, skinny white guy with like blonde hair, blonde, everything. And
Pubes.
like I said, traded in that Mustang, V6 Mustang, and then he got that C-Class Mercedes, and then he was like the most pretentious person I've ever seen in my life. But
Wasn't he the guy that spent like $100 on a fucking pen?
yeah,
Like a fountain pen?
yeah. And no, it wasn't a fountain pen. It was just a pen.
Ugh.
It was like it wasn't like a Mont Blanc or whatever they call it.
Oh, I cannot.
Which is the only name brand pen I know of. But
wow,
it was like it was some name brand.
I had just used Bic or like the I don't know what it's called,
like
but it's got like a little
office.
Yeah, it's got like a little fine point. Yeah, the ones you find. B.
It's very fancy, but no, yeah, he bought like after he got the Mercedes, of course, being super pretentious as he is, he was like he got like a Mercedes coffee mug,
right.
like travel mug. He got a Mercedes Benz emblem umbrella.
That's the worst. That's what
He probably
This
got
is
a
the guy. I mean, we
Mercedes-Benz
worked together at a
tattoo
furniture
right on the
store,
head
so
of
he
his
wasn't
penis.
making any more money than me.
Yeah.
And he was just like I remember
Mercedes-Benz
going over to his
condoms.
place. Well, I remember going over to his place, and he was like, "I'm all edgy and stuff." Like he lived in this old, beat down house, but he had like a bright orange Nickelodeon couch.
Ew.
Like it was like, "Oh, it's modern." I was like, "No, dude, it looks like shit." And then he also had like a.
It's like the opposite of casting couch.
had-
Instead of the black couch is orange,
It's orange.
and nobody gets laid, and nobody wants to be there. He's just begging people to have sex with him instead of it being like,
sit on my
"Look,
orange Nickelodeon couch. Like I don't feel comfortable here.
Look, I'm leaving. Like this
Like
is
some
bad.
fucking straps are
It's just
gonna
so-
come
it's
out and
basically-
keep you held
Yeah.
down and shit.
It's just him masturbating on the couch, just very sadly, like just.
I got it leather so it doesn't stick to the seat.
Oh, it's love dolls, like those real sex dolls, but like
Oh
it's, that's
my
what's
God.
just hanging out there. That's orangecouch.com.
Well, now he also had one of those.
Orangecouch.com.
Well, he also had a push mower,
Oh, okay.
and I mean not like the one you fire up.
Yeah.
like,
Oh, with the blades,
Oh,
with the
just
blades,
like
that
the
roll.
rotating blades.
Yeah.
That's such a
What the
hipster. Like, it
fuck?
seems
Yeah,
like a weird
that's
hipster thing. Like
Well, he also was like, "Hey, man, I got this." He was like, because we had to dress up nice for work, so he was like, "Yeah, man, I got these socks." It was like had like little, it was like blue. It had little red crabs all over it, and like he had like little socks,
Yeah.
like dress socks like that. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I got them imported from Australia." I was like, "How much were they?" He's like, "A 2-pack of socks was like $100." I was like, "But you can't afford to turn on
son
your
of a
lights."
bitch.
that's
What
funny.
a
That's
piece
like
of
me.
shit.
Like that's
I
like,
went over to his house and he hadn't paid the light. I hadn't paid the light bill in like 4 months.
He's like, guys, check out this vintage butter churn I just got. Spent $1,500 on it. And you're like,
Seriously,
why
man.
the fuck
I
do
would-
you need a butter churn?
I feel like
I
it'd be
like
hilarious.
cream butter. I like fresh, creamy butter
It's like, dude, that is
and
the
badass socks.
that is the epitome of somebody that epitome of somebody that is the epitome of somebody that
Fancy.
has a wine taste on a beer budget.
Just an ostentatious
Yeah.
prick.
Extremely.
See, I think because the bad thing is always like I would be like showing him stuff like we're like like kids those stupid little things that says made in Taiwan. I'm like it was imported from Taiwan.
Yeah,
like
fancy.
everything's could be everything's made everywhere, dude. Like but this was specifically for. It's
Yeah,
like,
you're like, no, shut up. But then we had or what was I going to say now? Oh, he had the Mercedes thing. So he didn't understand that owning a Mercedes, like the cost of maintenance is much higher.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, I went and got a oil change. It was like $140. I was like, yeah, dude, it's a Mercedes. I bet you that's what they told you when you went to go get
yeah.
the thing. It was like,
Oh,
yeah,
well,
it's a Mercedes, so it's more. And then you also went to go get he went to go get like his air filters replaced.
Yeah.
And I guess he didn't know that it was going to cost so much. But the worst part about it was that Mercedes have 2 air filters in it. So it wasn't just one. He had to buy 2, one on each side. And he was like, yeah, man, it was like $50 a piece. And I was like, well, that's what you get for buying a Mercedes.
Yep.
You know, that's your own damn fault. Sorry, I don't feel bad for you.
That is like what you said. That was it. Wine taste on the beer budget.
Yeah, wine taste on a beer budget. Yeah.
He wants the cool stuff, but then he doesn't realize that
He can't afford it.
Yeah, he can't afford it. You can't do it.
I mean, you know how many people I had come into the store and they were like, I want to buy these super nice rims and blah, blah, blah for this like Jaguar or something like that. It's like they just bought this like old used Jaguar. And then it's like, yeah, man, the back wheels are 19-inch. The front wheels are 18-inch. So you have to, and you can't rotate them because of the size and or full rotation.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, I didn't know that. Like, yeah, man, you might want to do some research before
Yeah.
you go buy a luxury
Look-
car like that.
Look up stuff before you jump into something.
Like they make it like that on purpose to where you can't afford
Trying to make money.
stuff. Exactly.
Specific parts. You have to have this thing from us. There's no.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
So, what was it that you were talking about, Andy?
What do you mean?
I think you were talking about that. What was it?
Car,
Actually, I wanted to bring that up. Yeah, the Hyundai Kona Ironman edition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Since we
that
were talking about
thing's
the Avengers End
sick.
Game. Yeah, we were just looking at pictures of it a little bit ago, and it was it's got like all kinds of cool details. Like you've seen the Hyundai Kona. It's out, but This one's a special Iron Man edition for like a promotion for the Avengers End Game.
Yeah, it's really subtly done too. I think they did it really well done. It's like not overtly like
obnoxiously,
just like red and gold. It's like
sometimes they
like
could make
flat
it like
black
real...
and red accents. Yeah, but they didn't make it shoddy like some other like the
I
Call
think
of
about
Duty
the Fiat
edition.
500. Yeah, that's ridiculous. But
It's
the
just
Fiat
big
500
advertising.
Gucci edition.
Yeah,
You remember that?
yeah.
Well, I guess there was a class action lawsuit because the people that bought it, because it's usually whatever the color they pick, and then it's got that belt line with the Gucci colors, the green and red.
Yeah.
Well, there was a class action lawsuit because that part of the paint was so cheap it fades really easily.
Oh wow!
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that stands up to quality right there.
Yeah.
Gucci. So
Wow.
I don't think this is going to be the situation now, but that's just, it's like subtly mostly black, and then it's got red highlights, a red roof. It's got like the Iron Man
like
helmet painted on the roof,
Well, on the ceiling, does it?
red trim.
It has the
On the
helmet
hood
painted
on the roof of the car, and then it's got like the heads-up display that looks like Iron Man's in-helmet display.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of little like nods to it here and there, like the Iron Man helmet on the wheel caps.
Yeah. Well, the roof looks like the hood scoop and the roof make an outline like it looks like the helmet. It's not the actual helmet like painted on there, I don't think.
No.
No. There's a real helmet painted on the roof.
Is there? I can't see anything
Yes.
with the roof.
It's on top of the roof. But basically, like the headlights look just like the Iron Man helmet. Like it's really freaking cool. So I thought that was
I would buy the
a
shit
cool
out of it just
promotion.
because it's cool.
I wonder what else kind of like promotion stuff that Avengers End Games, that like products they've made.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got cars. And
Well, the other thing is that kind of scares me that they're sending an Iron Man edition Kona. Like, what if it's like Iron Man's going to die, so we're going to make a car?
No.
I
Memoriam.
think it's more of just a Iron Man tech. I mean, it makes more sense for him than
for sure.
like Thor or Captain America or any of them. Like, I mean, just like that's that fits.
Yeah, fits a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be the car
It's
that
cool.
they need to start experimenting with actual guns, like that fold out and stuff.
No,
Like-
we were talking about that before. Like, how they have the power deploying steps.
Oh yeah.
Like, what if guns came out of that
Oh, that'd be pretty crazy.
and you just started to lay it into people like that, were like cutting you off and stuff?
Oh, I'm sure that'd be pretty intense. Actually,
I mean, that would be great in some situations because some people are just idiots.
Yeah, just start going on a fold like just.
Did you guys fall for anything for the April Fool's stuff?
No.
My daughter, she made some stuff like, of course, got to be like, oh, you got me. But like, she made some instant mashed potatoes and put some like sprinkles on top, like in an ice cream cone. And everybody was like, "Oh yeah, try it." They were all eating. Like my wife, my friend Rusty, and Bella were all eating on it. I was like, "What is this?" And they were like, "Just try it. It's ice cream." So I bit into it. I was like,
Wow.
"This is mashed potatoes." I knew it. And Bella was
frozen
like,
mashed
"April
potatoes."
Fools!"
I would be
it
able
was
to
just
smell
like
it before
it
it
was
hit
cold.
me.
They ate
Yeah,
it
it was
too.
cold.
So how was it a joke?
But dude,
But like
Yeah,
to trick them, being like,
Yeah,
oh, look,
to-
it's
to
so
make me do
delicious.
it. But I
Oh,
was like,
I don't know.
this is actually
just kid
kind of
logic.
enjoyable.
Yeah, it's like, maybe we found something here.
Yeah, I was
maybe
like, this
it's
would
like
be
vegan
popular in
ice cream.
Japan or some shit. Like,
love-
potatoes. Yeah, I think if you just put a little bit of sugar in it.
Yeah, it'd be like a vegan ice cream made out of potato mash.
I love potatoes, man. Like loaded baked potato. I had someone the other day. Went to Texas Roadhouse, got a steak. After we left from the bar, and I was like, dude, I'm hungry. I want a steak.
I haven't been in Texas Roadhouse in a long time. I miss it.
It wasn't
so
that-
good.
You know what? Texas Roadhouse wasn't started in Texas.
No, it's like one of those things where they go like they
It's like
slap a
Ohio
meme on
or
there
some
and-
shit.
Because
Yeah, it was
Logan's
started in,
Roadhouse,
like Ohio or something.
because Logan's Roadhouse actually I think was first before Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, I
Because
believe
they're
so
owned by
too.
the
I think
yeah,
that
but
was,
like
yeah,
and
it
then
started a long
they
time ago.
then they were like, hey, let's like start trademarking on the whole Texas theme thing.
Yeah, which I like Texas Roadhouse. It was just weird because I didn't know
Yeah.
that it was. I've just found out recently.
But yeah, it was so good though. The loaded baked potato. Oh man, I was fucking just killing it.
Well, I saw this thing on Instagram about it was like Conor. You know how Conor McGregor has his own wine or not wine, whiskey company.
I was gonna say wine. I was like, you better have a goddamn whiskey.
Well,
company.
yeah, he has a whiskey company called Proper Number 12.
He's doing a wine now. It's called something rosé.
It's called Champ Champ.
Champ Rosé.
Champ Champ Rosé.
Yeah.
Well, that was an April Fool's joke.
Oh.
Was it?
That
Oh,
wasn't
well,
real.
I fell
Yes.
for that one.
Yeah. See, I fell for it too because I watched it all the way to the end. He was like, "Nah, I'm just kidding." He's like proper number 12 Irish whiskey, you know. And
I wanna try
was
it
like,
just
"You
so I
gotta
can be
kidding
like,
me. He's
oh.
making a rosé.
It's selling pretty
No,
well.
it wasn't very good, man. That proper number 12. They're like, it's from Ireland's oldest distillery.
It's from
And
Ireland's
they have-
oldest distillery. It's going to be
Yeah.
the best whiskey you'll ever have.
Well,
and
he
you'll
also
do fucking nothing.
well, he hired some guy that's like a very well known for making whiskey. Like he's been doing it for a long time, and then he also bought the oldest Irish whiskey or the distillery. So it was like had all the ingredients for a good whiskey, but it's just not very good, man. I went and looked at. I mean, I saw reviews for it, and people are just like, it's like really harsh, and it's like not well done, and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. A lot of them have celebrities have some of them actually. I think there's one. I've tried one kind of like a tequila from a celebrity.
Yeah.
It's the one with the skull.
Oh,
That's what you call it? Ghostbusters. Got Dan Aykroyd.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has
his own whiskey.
Yeah, it's a little skull bottle. That's
Oh,
his.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
It's pretty good. I mean, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of liquor really that much, but
yeah.
it was good. And it's just cool that it was like from that skull. He's a weirdo though. Have you seen the video for it? Like him advertising that? It's
No, I haven't.
It is. He is definitely. I'm getting like some weird like Scientology kind of vibes from him for sure. I'm sure he is. I don't know when, but like it. There's some like when celebrities do that, like they put like a product out, just hoping that you'll buy it just because their name's on it. It's kind of refreshing every once in a while when it's actually something good, and it's not just like, oh, this is like they slapped a sticker on like a Jack Daniel's bottle or something or whatever or some like Maker's Mark or something. Just be like,
I endorse this. It's actually just piss, but here, drink it because I'm a celebrity.
yeah, drink it up.
Because I made it.
Yeah, my name's on it.
Actually, I heard Ron White's tequila is pretty good though.
Oh, on that.
Yeah, I
was
saw that
listening
at
to
the
podcast.
liquor stores.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Was it
vodka.
number one?
Number one.
Or is it number one or is it 1 in a million?
It's number
Something
one.
like that.
Yeah, we saw it at the
Number one.
liquor store yesterday. I was like, that's Ron White's.
Yeah, it's
Because he
pretty
was
good.
talking
I've
about
heard-
it
I've
on
heard it was actually
Oprah for
pretty
Men.
Oprah for Men?
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Rogan podcast?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, whatever happened to like flying cars?
They're not going to happen.
Yeah,
I think
they're
it's
just
also
not
too
gonna-
dangerous. I think they've really said that like it's.
Well, I
it's
was
just
thinking about
not
this
gonna
because
happen.
I was driving to work and I was like, I hate getting stuck in traffic. And it's like, dude, if we could just go above all this shit, we wouldn't
Or
have
below.
to worry about or below. But well, no, because I mean, if you go up in the air, you don't have to worry about roads. You could just go over everything and then land where you need to be.
Well, then you could do like but you can do like a kind of like a just underpass all of the which they would make them like toll roads, but
Yeah,
like
they
you
make
could
you
just
pay
go
for
under
it.
and just go like
Yeah, but
90
the sky
miles.
is like 3D space. You're not confined to a tunnel. Like you can stop and go anywhere you need
That's
to
true.
go.
But there's more air for fuckery.
Well, yeah.
Think about
I mean, that
people.
was one of the main reasons why
You would
they
have
never
to have
took off.
autonomous cars. Like you could not drive it.
That's
by
what I was
yourself
saying.
anymore.
Like, I mean, well, with the rise of autonomous cars, you'd think that they would be able to do these flying. Because I mean, Uber's already working on it.
But the
Uber's
thing
working on
is,
flying cars?
like,
Yeah, they're
well,
working
Neil
on, like,
deGrasse
autonomous
Tyson
vehicles.
explained
Oh,
it,
okay.
how
I
it
was
would
like,
not
oh.
be a good thing because the force necessary to keep a flying car in the air would be so disruptive that
You gotta
it
think
wouldn't
about
be
wind.
very conducive to anything. It'd be loud as shit and just stir
Yeah.
up the
Wind and
ground
rain
and
and
everything.
just,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
So
with
like
the current
maybe if
technology,
it was like electric, like drone.
well, yeah,
type
that's what I'm
things.
saying. Uber, like I was saying, Uber is actually working on a flying taxi. They're using their because they're heavily invested into the autonomous car,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they're
'Cause they don't
also
want to pay no people.
yeah, they're like, we don't want to pay you. We
Just
can
pay like a
pay
maintenance dude,
car.
that's it.
Yeah. So then they have they're making this. It's like basically uses drone technology where it uses like GPS and
Right.
location, blah blah blah, and so you call it, it comes, you jump in, and then it flies you to wherever you need to go and drops you off.
Wow.
So I was like, that would be cool.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to worry about traffic because everything's autonomous, everything's going smoothly. Well, I guess if it's all autonomous and all cars are autonomous, you wouldn't have to worry about traffic.
Yeah,
anyway.
but that's what I'm saying. It'd have to be a unanimous. Everything is autonomous because you can't have one person being like, "Well, I'm going to take the wheel manually,"
Yeah.
and then have all these autonomous. It's gonna something. we're all fuck ups and we're all gonna screw it. Like if we're flying cars, there's gonna be so many dumb deaths from just not even just like there's
drunk
just an
dudes hanging out the window and falling out.
Yeah,
and shit.
you know, trying to masturbate while you're flying or something. I don't know.
Just like a building, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, you'd think with all the time, because the first car was invented like in 17 or something.
I think
By Henry Ford.
I think it was 1907 or something.
Like
it was.
it was a real POS. I think. I thought
well, it was called the Ford Flivver, and it was basically a plane that everybody could fly. It was the Ford first essentially flying car. Yeah, it was basically just a really cheap plane that everybody could use.
Like because Mercedes made the first car.
No, the first flying car. But it was a huge flop, and it actually ended up killing one person, and that was actually a close friend of Henry Ford's.
Oh God!
On a test flight, so that was rough. But then, like I said, with if you have like drone situations and you could just have a flying taxi, I would be all over that.
Nah, I don't know about that. I'm not a fan of heights.
I just don't know how this. That's
I
also.
just hate traffic so much.
It's like, think about it. You're adding another level of danger to just driving
I mean,
itself.
if you're trying to fly your own car and you go up in the sky and somebody's like, "Oh, I'm just texting," and then bang, a minor fender bender would be lethal.
Yeah, well, because you're falling, like, if you can't if you somehow damage something that doesn't make it fly, and you drop, like, let's say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, like, you're not going to be super, super high, but you're going to be high enough where you're clearing buildings, so it's like, you're like what are airplanes at? Like,
30,000 feet?
15,000, 30,000 feet.
So definitely not that high, but like, you're like, okay, so you're like 1,000 feet in the air or something like that.
I think that'd be more reasonable.
That's
for flying cars.
So, like, there's zero chance of you surviving unless you've got some crazy safety things in there.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with planes. Like if you
parachutes.
those little planes,
You just
like
have
the little
to wear parachutes.
what are those called? Like flying washing machines or whatever they are.
Yeah.
And
the little puddle jumpers.
Yeah. Well, people like the first thing that I was taught when I flew a plane a long time ago, like of course with assistance, but he was like, "Yeah, man, the more altitude you have, the better because you have more time to react. So if you're only 1,000 feet in the air,
you're done. You're dead."
Well,
I don't even think it's even.
No,
well,
yeah. I was
like
going to say there's a
second.
certain. Yeah, there's like it's only a few minutes. Like when you're all the way up, when like they jump, they say you only have really like a few minutes to actually, like, if something goes wrong or even a minute, like, you just got to be like, oh shit, okay.
Well, you can glide it down.
You can glide it down, but like if you're like at
you
a
have to be
certain
highly
level,
trained.
I don't think we're
these people are just like, I'm gonna take a quick
position
driving
to
test and
be
call it
trying
good.
to understand the flight.
Yeah, no, it's a
physics. But I'm
Yeah,
well
the
in
miracle
something
of
like
flight.
in something like a cab, like a little, you see drones and they got the four little, propellers on the sides, like something like that. If it's just like a 2-passenger thing, you could if something really fucked up and you're like, we're going down, you could just deploy a parachute and probably land fairly safe. But in like a city like Austin where there's tall ass buildings and you're 1,000 feet up and you're like, they would full failure, a parachute would not be helpful either.
They would
have flying
have
restrictions. They would have flying restrictions to that. They probably have like something where
saying like geofencing or something.
You park around the perimeter of that city, but there's like a line to that, and then you drop there, and then you take a train or some kind of like fast
public
thing
transport.
to.
Well, for that, why wouldn't you
That'd be the
just
only way.
take a fucking train the whole way?
Oh, that's true. The bullet train, though, I think is probably the honestly.
Well,
like
I think
those bullet
electric
train
stuff.
things are
Electric
cool.
stuff's probably the way of the future. The way of the future.
No, it has to be. Basically, we're just eating up the shit out of everything.
It's the way of the future. The way of the future.
So, well, like I said, I mean, hopefully they can get this autonomous car thing down because I'd be down for that. Because there's sometimes, I mean, I love driving. I really enjoy it.
Oh, I would definitely rather take that hour and 38 minutes of my drive if I could just nap and
or if you just chill and like
do my work or whatever.
Yeah.
I could like catch up so much shit.
And sorry, so I wanted to move on to playing the game I had planned here.
Okay.
It's called Who Owns Who. It's basically like, these big companies that own other small companies that people don't really know about.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So, first question. Who owns Yahoo? Is it A, Verizon, B, Google, C, Amazon, or D, they are their own owners owning themselves?
Oh,
I think Amazon owns Yahoo.
I think I kind of tend to agree with that.
That's my
one.
guess.
It's actually A, Verizon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, in summer 2017, Verizon announced plans to buy Yahoo for $4.83 billion. The deal was threatened by news of 2 massive Yahoo security breaches affecting more than 1 billion users, but it went through anyway at a cheaper price, of course.
Oh, yeah.
So you think it might have been a conspiracy?
It's like throwing a can on the ground and being like, look, it's dented. Like,
yeah.
Get this.
Like, yeah, well, Verizon was like, we're about to buy Yahoo. And then there was 2 huge security breaches. And they were like, well, your security kind of sucks, so maybe we pay a little less for it. That's because that's going to be a hassle. You know, you think Verizon planted that?
Yeah, for sure.
$4.83 billion is a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
All right, so question number 2. Who owns Trivago, the hotel and flight search site? Is it A, Hotels.com, B, Hotwire, C, Expedia, or D, Orbitz travel site?
Expedia.
I think it's Expedia.
It is Expedia.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, Expedia actually owns all of those sites.
Yeah, it's just like a branch thing.
Yeah, so no matter who you use, Expedia owns them, really. Except, of course, I think TripAdvisor and Priceline are their own thing, yeah. So, yeah, if you use basically any travel site other than those 2, it's going to be owned by Expedia. So just go to Expedia.
Yeah, just cut to the...
Or don't use them because they track you.
No, well, everybody does.
Yeah, well, every time you go to an Expedia website, like say, all right, I want to see how much a flight is from here to Kentucky or something. And they go, all right, well, we'll give you a cheap price. And then you're like, all right, well, I'll like maybe I want to go in June, and you'll say it's like $130.
Yeah.
And you come back later and search for that same flight. They'll raise the price on you slightly because they know you're already looking at that flight.
Oh, because they're like, you're probably
gonna
more likely
need
to be
to go
like,
to- yeah.
crap, I guess I'll pay more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they basically they track you.
Such shit bags.
All right. So question number 3: who owns the movie site IMDb? Is it A, Cinemark Theaters, B, Rotten Tomatoes, C, Amazon, or D, Microsoft?
I'm gonna say
I believe.
it's-
What were the options? I'm sorry. I'm like
A, Cinemark Theaters, B, Rotten Tomatoes, C, Amazon, or D, Microsoft?
I'll go D.
Microsoft?
I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, Microsoft.
I'm gonna go with. Was it not Cinemark?
Cinemark? It's actually Amazon.
Oh crap! Damn it.
Yeah, it is. It's C.
Hmm.
In 1998, Jeff Bezos, founder, owner, and CEO of Amazon.com, struck a deal with Needham and other principal shareholders to buy IMDb outright for approximately $55 million and attach it to Amazon as a subsidiary private company.
You know what? I should have known that because I buy my movies, my online movies. I buy them on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And when I go to IMDb, it always goes, you
It's
own
always
this movie.
on Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's connected.
Yeah.
So I should have known that.
Ah. I think that's pretty cool. Like on Amazon, when you pause a movie, it shows who all's in the scene.
Oh, yeah, the scene.
Yeah.
And then I also give you little notes and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
cool.
people are starting to follow up on that. Like, I know Apple TV does that too.
I'll show you. Like,
Fuck
who's
Apple
on.
TV.
Yeah,
can do
it'll be
shit.
in that scene too. Like, say you pause it at a certain scene.
Yeah.
Like, who is that?
Yeah.
And you can either ask Siri or you can like swipe down and it tells you the people that are in that scene.
That's pretty.
Huh.
Yeah, and you can be like,
Yeah, but fuck
who's
Apple,
playing this, and it'll read it out to you. But
Yeah.
I like the Apple TV, man. It could be
Dude,
better.
fuck that shit.
But I like it.
Yeah, no way, man. Like, there's too many good streaming services already right now, and I feel like the more Apple products you get, the more into their whole
Well, yeah.
like bubble, like their dome.
Well, that's what I was talking about
Like
with
that
that
you get-
Apple credit card they're launching.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I just wish they would make one app, like one streaming app, to stream all the other apps.
They
and
do.
I would just pay a giant fee for just that
Apple
one.
has that. It's called Apple TV.
So you pay for all that and you get Netflix, all
Or
that
TV
stuff.
app, I mean.
But you pay for all. They have all those.
No,
open too?
no.
Oh, that's what I'm
you,
saying. No,
you
that's what I'm
download
saying.
the TV app, and you still have to pay for all those services.
That's what I'm
but
saying, though.
You just want to pay one flat rate and then just be able to stream everything.
Oh, okay. See,
Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
I want to be able to just be
Yes,
like, instead
like
of it
cable.
being like 10 but like I would literally
Yeah.
just pay like, I want to pay I'll pay you like $60 or $50 for everything. Hulu, Netflix,
Oh, yeah.
HBO Go, and like you give me like a
you
bundle.
still have to
like
pay
a bundle.
for everything, but you go on the Apple TV
Well, see-
app and you can stream all the services from that app.
Yeah.
Like, say I want to look for this movie. It'll tell you can either rent it in iTunes or you can stream it in, like, say, Hulu or Netflix or whatever.
Yes.
Well, I think that if the cable companies were smart, they'd negotiate with Amazon and Netflix and Hulu.
I'm sure they are.
And do something like Cody said, and do like a I don't know, a monthly subscription fee for that. Yeah, bundle thing for like, okay, if you want to pay $100 a month.
Yeah.
Well, if you pay $100 a month, you get Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, Prime, and you can watch and stream as many videos as you want.
It has to be under
and
$50.
like pay $200 and you get all of them or something.
Well,
but
no,
I mean, you're paying $800 a month for all these crazy subscriptions on average anyway. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, 100 would be good though for like, okay, you get these apps. You're paying for internet and also these apps. That's the $100 bundle. Like you're getting all of the apps,
right?
Like a lot of apps, like streaming stuff, but then you're also paying your internet, so that justifies the $100 because they like to bundle things. So
well, yeah, but I mean, if you're paying for the internet plus all these streaming services, that's going to be more than if you were to just buy a cable service, because cable service now is only like $20.
Yeah, it would have to.
Yes, but
they'd
you're
have
getting
to find the
premium
profit
content.
of getting.
Well, you're getting premium content, and you're also getting it all on demand.
Yeah. So I guess that is kind of the trade-off.
So
there.
I mean, $100 is actually a pretty big
it.
bargain compared to $800. You know what I mean?
Well,
because I'm pretty sure you're paying more in
I think the 800
your subscriptions
thing is,
and cable now.
Well, that $800 mark is not. I don't think that's very relevant because you got to think that's not just streaming services. That's cloud-based services for storage.
Yeah, that's subscriptions. That's
Manscaped
all encompassing. Yeah, but I mean, think about how much you spend a month on just your streaming subscriptions. Like, well, Amazon is like $100 a year.
Yeah.
Right. So that's like $8 a month. Plus 15 for Netflix now.
Yeah.
Plus Hulu is like another 10.
Yeah, but I can't see all that adding up to $800 a month.
No, well, I mean that's an average. That's like an extra $30 or $40.
That's somebody who's
that's somebody that's got like everything subscribed.
Yeah.
Groceries and
they got groceries.
Yeah.
They got like like Jenny Craig, or they have like, of course all the streaming services, but then they also have like Dish Network, like streaming service with that, or DirecTV Now or whatever
CBS
it is.
Now. And
yeah, they have signed up to
DC
every channel.
Universe app or whatever. Like they just got everything.
So I think I'm paying about $50 a month with.
I'd say somewhere about
because I got like Crunchyroll, so I can watch anime because I'm a fucking nerd. And we got Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon, and we got.
See, I don't have.
I think
Hulu.
we got HBO.
No, I
but well, maybe not because we got HBO through our cable.
Well, the thing that pisses me off about Hulu, why I canceled it, is because you were paying the same price as you were paying for Netflix, but then there's still ads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just annoying as hell.
Because they're trying to add the live
bullshit.
TV crap and all that stuff, and you're like,
it's like I don't care. And you're like, I mean,
I have to do that because
I don't want to watch ads. That was the point of Netflix. That's what made Netflix so great, is that he didn't watch any ads.
Yes.
But anyway, what's the next one? I'm curious.
All right. So, question number 4: Who owns Boston Dynamics, the robotics company with that creepy dog robot that they're trying to kick over and won't fall?
Skynet.
Yeah, seriously,
Skynet
super
owns
creepy.
them.
Yeah.
So, who owns this Boston Dynamics place? Is it A, Facebook, B, Microsoft, C, Google, or do they own themselves because ain't no man going to keep them down?
I think it's the last one.
I think
they own themselves.
No. I think it's what was it? You said it was Microsoft, Google,
Facebook, Microsoft, Google, or they own themselves. They're their own company.
I think Google.
It is Google.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, they bought this
Google
military.
is Skynet then.
Essentially,
yeah.
I mean, they own a lot of stuff. Have you ever gone into like a website and it's that reCAPTCHA thing?
Like,
yep, that's them, right?
Yeah, that's Google. Google owns reCAPTCHA. The one where you like, it's got the squiggly letters, pictures
to make
and stuff,
sure you're not a robot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they own that.
They make me do that for every porn site I go to, and I'm like, come on, man.
It's like you already know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You don't have to try.
I'm trying to just save my preferences.
You think a robot's out here masturbating? Why the fuck do we need to sign in for this shit?
I was like, come on, man.
Someone's made one.
But Google bought the military robotics maker in December 2013, and I couldn't find how much. So it must be a secret.
It's probably an astounding amount.
Yeah, they're probably just like, they can't
cooler.
tell.
Did you see the latest Boston Dynamics thing where like they had like the warehouse thing and they were like picking up and like they were stacking things like super precise.
Oh, with boxes and stuff?
Yeah.
With those mobile robots.
Yeah.
It's like a Segway with an arm on it.
Yeah. it's
and then it's like it's got like they were throwing stuff in front
Taking
of it and
our
it would, like
germs.
stop or like
Yeah.
or
it
miss it and
just it could adjust itself to like weird things.
Yeah.
God damn it, they're gonna get us.
See,
I
that's
don't
what I
know.
was talking about, man, on one of our earlier episodes about how close we are to technology being our
Becoming
jobs are going to be
sci-fi.
outsourced to technology really soon.
yeah.
Like my job could probably be done remotely by a robot. You know, just go in there, look at some cameras, and you're done. But, well, maybe not. I don't know. But a lot of jobs, especially in manufacturing and maybe some of the service industries, they're going to be really hurting because these robots are going to take over. They're going to be much more efficient. You don't have to pay them shit. You don't have to listen them to a bitch.
Yeah.
No insurance. And
Yeah.
you got to believe that these business owners are going to be profiting through the roof because they don't have to pay a team of humans.
Yeah.
Didn't Korea
And
send a robot
people's
tax?
jobs are going to go tits up.
Robot tax?
Yeah, so basically their taxes, like, because they're going full force on this, of course, you know, it's like every other country goes
Right.
far, but apparently they're gonna they're like you have to pay for the people that get their jobs lost, I guess, from robots, so it helps kind of like people not getting so angry about, because it's like you're gonna get replaced, but like this tax helps like the, you know, all the funds of like the government and stuff are, it's just some weird thing because
Well, they'd still make more money because they could pay the people, but then also now they have these robots that can probably do 3 times as
it's,
much.
yeah, and it's initially like
Yeah.
it's like, of course it's the upfront cost of spending like a crazy amount to get the robot.
Well, if you got to think like a robot's
Right.
like 40 grand, that's like a year's salary for a
Oh,
normal person.
I
really.
guarantee you they're
Well,
way
but the
more than that.
the
How intricate they
efficiency
have to be.
that they could
Yeah.
the efficiency that the robots could turn out, they could pay for themselves in a matter of months.
Yeah, I know.
Whereas, you know, a human, you got to continuously pay them, you know, pay benefits, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Well, with a robot, it would pay for itself.
It's like
You know, if
downtime.
it's a $40,000 robot, and you're turning out, you know, $40,000 in product a day, it's going to pay for itself in a freaking day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's true.
But
Well, and then I hate this
the
argument
thing
where
is,
they're like,
I think it's good.
I was saying,
Go
that, I hate this argument where they're like, oh, yeah, well, if we have robotics and they're doing all these jobs, it's going to make it cheaper for the customer. It's like, no, it won't.
Well, maybe
They're gonna
maybe
charge
it
the
will, and
same.
maybe it won't.
Like, well, when have
Well,
you ever
there's
seen
still
prices go down on
supplies.
stuff?
Yeah.
No, yeah, they're
Yeah.
always,
Well,
it's
I'm
always
saying
everything
the-
rises basically.
Yeah, well, I'm saying it might lower the cost just because of, you know,
Demand,
manufacturing is less expensive. It might lower it a little bit, but it's not going to affect it tremendously like a lot of people think, I think.
Yeah.
This is just my take on it, because you still have to use raw product. You know, you still have to use raw materials to make the fucking shit that is being turned out.
Yeah.
And there's still supply and demand rules there. You know, you can't have robots synthetically making materials.
Yeah.
Unless they figure out how to do that, then there would be some real savings. But I think robots being introduced into the, you know, key manufacturing areas, I think it might be a double-edged sword, you know, because humans will lose their job. However, it might make it more viable to have like a real working universal health care, because, or, you know, like a universal income, because robots are doing everything.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we'll have a little bit more money to pay people who can't necessarily work in manufacturing. Maybe they can go back to school and be somebody who creates the robot software or
Yeah.
Yeah, all
creates
jobs would
programs
just become
to
specific to
maintain them. It'd be different. It'd be a different job market instead
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
people going out for manufacturing jobs. Now they'd be seeking out jobs where they maintain robots
Yeah.
and write programs for the robots and actually build the robots.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be just a different market. I don't think it's all gloom and doom like a lot of people think it
And
is.
also,
No.
they're
I think
taking a
it's
lot of
just the
shit
way-
jobs too.
Yeah,
Just jobs
yeah.
that
I think it's
fucking
just gonna.
suck.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to clear a gutter out, you know, with shit in it? Send a
Yeah.
robot fucking down there to do
Yeah.
that, or a Mexican. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, think about roofing.
Hey, I can say that.
I
if I'm
know.
Mexican.
I know. It's just
That was just funny.
I mean, I've done worse. You know,
yeah.
than
Yeah.
I've literally cleaned shit
Yeah.
out of places. So it ain't
I mean,
no
if you can have
thing.
a
But I
robot that, like,
definitely would have
basically-
liked to have a robot to clean it.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, they have these robot vacuum cleaners, which is awesome. I mean, I wish they were
mine's
a
a
little
fucking
better,
idiot.
but
Yeah, but they are what they are, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you got the money,
you got the ones now that
those are great.
Dude, have you seen the new ones? They're like $800 from iRobot.
Yeah.
The ones that made the original, Roomba.
Yeah.
Dude, they basically fly by. It's called LiDAR, and it's laser guidance, and they scan the room so many times per second, and they map out your room. So there's no more like getting stuck under the couch or
because it's
behind
that it's there,
and it doesn't like run over the same spot twice.
Right, exactly. So it's a more it gets the area cleaner and more efficiently. But like I said, it's like $800 freaking dollars for this thing. But
I got something that
I know my little Eufy does a pretty good job, but he usually runs straight for the refrigerator, and he's just short enough to get his ass stuck under there. So you got to watch him, or else he'll get stuck and he'll just die right there. And you're like, God damn it, Eufy. Well,
I mean, they have this same situation. I don't know who makes it. It might be iRobot. I don't know, but they have it's a lawnmower that does the same thing. It's like a robot lawnmower that basically they map out stuff and it just mows the grass. It's like battery powered and like, but I think that was like $3,000.
Yeah, no, I imagine it's also going to be pretty. It's got to be pretty sturdy, and it's gonna be
tough and be able to like not roll over like animals and stuff.
Yeah, be able to not have like ants crawling in it or something. And
or just like there's a rabbit and it just runs over it anyway.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Oops.
I actually absolutely hated that.
What, running over rabbits?
Yeah,
no,
it makes
just
a pretty
actively
bad
being
sound
paranoid
when you
that I
run over
was
something.
going to.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'd have to keep
yeah.
I'd have to do like this. I'd be sweeping a little bit, going like with my foot, just trying to find, and then I'd see a bunch of them run off, and then I'd be like, then I'd have to go I'd put tape or something, or like just do like put a stick there and be like, do not mow around that, and just. Then they'd be like, why don't you just mow there? I'm like, there's baby rabbits. I don't want to freaking out, man.
I don't want to kill any bunnies.
Dude, that is the first time I've ever had that problem. Like where in Texas, where for some reason bunnies just like to chill out in the yard, and you just be mowing the lawn, and then all of a sudden you hear, and you're like, oh God,
oh no,
and fur and blood and guts are everywhere. You're like, oh
it's
no.
the worst.
Remember when my dad did that and we saved like 3 of them?
Yeah, because it was like we were like a bunch of baby bunnies too. And it was like,
they were
the
like
yard was like
itty.
super tall.
Yeah.
So they had been chilling there for a while. And they started mowing it. Like that took a couple of days to mow, didn't it? Because it was so thick. Like we had to hit everything down with the weed whacker first, and then like it was
it was insane.
I don't feel bad though when I chop up a snake. I sometimes there's been some times where like I found a poisonous one at a park. And my boss was like, we don't. They were like, we don't. You don't want to. You're not supposed to because technically, we protect. But they're like, if it's poisonous, and there's kids around here, chop that motherfucker.
Snap.
Exactly.
I did.
Oh,
it was
man.
one of those
one
black,
day when
red,
I was
and
hunting,
yellow ones.
Oh, the red touches
king
black
snake or whatever.
Yeah, it's the poisonous one, not the
coral snake.
It's called.
There's one that's
snake.
not venomous, and then there's the other one.
I didn't even know we had coral snakes here.
Yeah, red touches yellow. Red touches yellow, kill a fellow. Red touches black, friend of Jack or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and I was just like, just like I just ran it over.
Man, one day when I was out hunting with my father-in-law, we were crossing a creek, and he just happened to see something, and I was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Oh shit, there's a snake under that rock," because we almost stepped right on it, and sure as shit, there was a cottonmouth chilling out, and I was kneeling down trying to get a look at it, and it came out and it struck at my face.
Oh
and
my God!
It was probably like I don't know. It was safe enough to like where I could get back in time to where it wouldn't hit me.
Yeah.
But I was like, "What, Jesus!" So it came out and it was sitting there getting ready to like come after us. And I had my bow and I pulled my bow and I shot it in the head with my arrow.
Nice.
And it just went. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Wow.
And
man.
Lou was like, "You just about got it right in the fucking face." I was like, "I sure did. I sure did."
Felt pretty cool about that one. You're like, damn, I'm part of the Avengers now. I'm like Hawkeye or something.
I'm basically Hawkeye, man.
Useless.
No, it scared the shit out of me because I was sitting there like looking at it, and it just went. I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. So
that'd make you poop your pants. All right, let me do this last
how did we
question
go from
here.
Yeah, good thing I
how did
didn't
we
have
go
to shit.
from that to
Yeah, we're talking about
snakes?
robotics to snakes. All right, so last question, question number 5. Who owns the Coca-Cola Company? Is it A,
Coke.
Nestle, B, Kraft, C, Johnson & Johnson, or D, Procter & Gamble?
Oh,
God dang it!
I
man.
think it's
feel like
Nestle. Or Coke owns Nestle?
No, this
Maybe Nestle
person
owns
is going to
Coke.
own Coca-Cola.
I thought Coke was I'm going to say Nestle.
I'm gonna say Nestle too.
It's actually B, Kraft.
Kraft cheese, all that shit.
Really?
So the same people
Robert
that-
Kraft owns it.
I don't. Does he? I'm sure he does. He's probably like super rich. But
I mean,
Kraft Foods actually owns all of these companies.
who does?
Kraft Foods. Kraft.
Owns all of them.
all
the ones that were the
listed.
options.
Yeah, Nestle, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble. So
Wow.
these people who make
Damn.
make the Kraft mac and cheese own products like baby formula, Gain laundry detergent, Crest toothpaste, and candies by Nestle, and even the most popular bottled water, Pure Life.
Is Pure Life? I don't know. I don't drink Pure Life. I don't know. I didn't even know. Is that a?
It's Nestle.
Yeah. I don't fuck with anything unless it's Fiji water.
I drink sink water. I'm an animal.
I take baths with Fiji water.
I only do Voss because it comes in a glass bottle. and
Yeah.
it's fancy. That's actually kind of cool though, the little glass bottle. But that's the only reason why it costs like $4 for a bottle of water. It's like it's still sink water.
Well, like
Well, here in Louisville, we got like top 10 water in the country, so I just drink that. It's the best water ever. That's pretty fucking boring conversation when you're like, man, let me tell you about this fucking water we got over here.
Check it out.
your state sucks when you have to be like, our water's super good.
Yeah, I know
You're
the
like,
crime rate's
Let me tell you,
terrible,
our
but-
economy's in the shitter, but our water is top notch.
Yeah.
You're like, you're really pulling strings. You're just trying to pull something.
It's
Yeah.
like, well,
Better
I know.
shut your fucking mouth, Cody. My
Hey,
state's
hey, hey! Don't make me come over there and look at your state and be like,
It's a dirty place.
I mean, it's nice to visit. Shut up. Shut up, Cody.
Well, you know how because when they were talking about the bottled water thing, I was thinking about how everything is becoming disposable.
Everything's throwaway.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is disposable now. It's like
Everything.
oh, we got a thunderstorm rolling through here.
I hear it. Damn.
Yeah.
It's beautiful
so-
outside today, though. Here,
Well,
just saying.
I was thinking about like the coffee pods and stuff. Like
Imagine how much trash we've created. Like
That's what
everybody
I'm
wants
saying.
to save the environment, but like convenience has made it so bad on the amount of trash we produce. It's fucking
Yeah.
insane.
I know, man. Like, they have this thing. Like, you know how we talked about the vaping thing a while back.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And I saw this thing because the tanks were becoming more popular, right?
Yeah.
And they have disposable tanks now.
No.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah,
the
I mean,
whole
you-
thing
you-
is disposable.
Just
I mean, look
Throw
at
it away.
all that glass and the metal.
yeah.
I mean, it's probably super
It's
cheap
all plastic
materials,
now.
but still,
Yeah.
Damn.
that's
And
fucking
I was like,
crazy.
they have like, of course, disposable razors have been around for a long time. They have like, of course, disposable batteries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just everything's disposable.
That's true.
It's crazy.
Use it. They even have disposable contacts now, like contact lenses.
No,
It's
you
like you
just-
wear once a
well,
day
weren't
and then
Those
throw them
always
away.
kind of disposable. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, well, I still use the ones that you wear for a full month, but like I said, I saw that and
Why
like,
don't you
they call
just?
them dailies.
I mean, I kind of understand the not wanting to wear glasses because they're kind of inconvenient. But man, just for the sake of not having to throw shit away all the time, I would just wear glasses.
nah,
I'm supposed to, but I don't.
wear
but-
glasses,
Yeah,
but
me
the only
too.
thing is that sometimes like they don't give you the best vision. Like sometimes it's warped around the edges or something. That's also
Sure.
because I also pay for the cheap lenses. But
Yeah.
I mean, irregardless, I wear contact lenses.
Irregardless.
So because when I wear glasses, like the top and bottom of my vision is still blurred because you can only see what is through that lens.
Yeah.
But with contacts,
Yeah.
it's like it's everything. Even your peripheral is clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you seen those bifocal contacts
Yeah.
that automatically like adjust? Those are pretty crazy.
I saw the ones that they were made by Nike, and they were they were called sports contact lenses, and you know how they have like the glasses that have like they change to dark
Yeah.
when you go outside.
Yeah.
It does the same thing, but as a
transition
contact lens.
Well,
It like
That's
darkens
pretty-
when you go outside,
Man.
so it protects your light. or
Now,
eyes
if
from
somebody comes up with like a robotic eye type thing where I could
They already
see
have.
like forever,
yeah, they already
that'd
have.
be cool.
They have microchip embedded contact lenses that they're working on to help people that are blind.
well,
and then also they have
Come
one
talk
for,
to me
like,
when
like,
they have
augmented
real
reality.
Spider-Man
like,
web
you can do
shooters.
augmented reality and stuff.
yeah, they're working on nanotechnology so you can have augmented reality through your contact lenses.
to be able
That's
to like
pretty
see
freaking cool.
visual
They just
stuff.
don't have a battery small enough to power it yet.
Yeah. They will.
well,
No, they'll probably
maybe
make
they
it
can
make it
use
something
your
that's like
body.
or it uses your body heat, or or
Yeah,
it uses
yeah.
like the liquid in your eyeballs
'Cause
to
your-
power it.
Well, your
It
body
dries
produces
out your
quite
eye
a bit of
and it crumbles
electricity.
like
Yeah,
a piece of cookie.
That's why they used us in the Matrix.
yeah,
We were just batteries.
Yeah, which is a flawed
uh,
system because we are shit batteries.
Yeah, we're terrible batteries. They could have made much
Well,
better batteries.
Well, I think what they
Yeah.
said is that the original script, it was actually that they should use them for the neurons, like firing and the pulses and stuff. That was what they were going to use. But the
To
executives
create
thought
the
that sounded
actual
kind of
reality.
too complicated, so they said,
Yeah,
just
the
say
Matrix. That was the part that was too complicated.
that exactly. But yeah, that's
Not
apparently why
everything
they went
else.
with batteries, and they were like, but yeah, that doesn't really make sense. And they're like, who cares? Just let them do it.
It's like not the part where he's
Well,
like,
dude.
I can still see in code even in the real world. You're like, what?
That'd be so hard to see. By the way, that doesn't feel like an advantage in that movie when he was like, everything was code. I was like, it would be like, it's
Yeah,
like
like,
walking
I
in the
Trying
dark,
to do
but
math,
anything. Yeah,
everything
yeah.
looks the same.
advanced math right there and then there. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you're like, I don't want to do this.
This is terrible,
dude,
Plug
Chelsea
it
and
in.
Chelsea and I were sitting on the couch the other day just talking about movies,
Uh-huh.
and like, think about it. When was the last time you saw like something that was an original movie, like The Matrix, like an original thought?
Yeah,
That
Quiet
was,
Place
I
was
think
good.
that's one of the quiet. But let's think about that. Like that's a Netflix one, right?
No, that's
Yeah.
that's
Netflix-
a movie that came out.
Was it a movie?
Yeah,
I thought it was
out in
Netflix.
theaters.
Maybe I'm thinking of Bird Box because that one was really good too.
Oh,
I heard
yeah.
that one was dog shit, but maybe
I never saw
Kill,
it.
kill yourself.
I never watched
But
it.
A Quiet Place was way better, superior. I haven't seen the other one, but I already said it.
Yeah, that was. I mean, but that's kind of a take on a monster thing.
it's
I
a
think
fresh-
the new
but-
monster movies.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a fresh
twist.
take on like.
You're
yeah,
never
'cause
going to
your
find anything that's
senses are
super
dulled.
that original.
Yeah, there isn't really anything that's original.
There's nothing.
it's
Even
all
the stuff that we
remakes
think
and
is
shit
original.
now.
Yeah, I mean
But
they have like Transformers and stuff. They have like Ninja Turtle. Like they're basically just taking old stuff and then just revamping
Yeah.
and remastering. Look at Disney.
well, that's what I'm
They're doing the
saying.
same thing with live action
Yeah,
like Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
Well, their whole comic book thing is based on comic books. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
an original thought.
And
But I mean, they're
comic
putting
books
their
are
own
based
spin
off
on it.
of
But I'm saying like
other stories.
Matrix. The Matrix was like one of the last original thought out movies. Other than Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is making some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like Interstellar and
But see, if you take Interstellar,
what was the other
That
one?
was
I
actually
see-
pretty
I
cool.
th-
What
I
was the
think
one with
Interstellar-
Inception.
Was Interstellar the one with like Sandra Bullock?
no, that was
No.
Gravity.
Interstellar was with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
but you could even take that Interstellar is actually kind of feels like a vibe of a Stanley Kubrick, Space Odyssey, 2001,
Yeah.
2001, A Space
Yeah.
Odyssey, and stuff. Nothing's really that original. I mean, you
Yeah.
gotta. It's the way you present it,
Yeah.
how the performance is, and then the spectacle and all that stuff. You can make really interesting stuff, but like the same thing
Yeah.
is like when they go, oh well, like Jurassic Park was awesome, but you know what? It was a book.
Yeah.
It was a book,
and
yeah,
that,
exactly.
and that book was based off something
And the books
else that
are
he got
already
inspired
better.
from.
What about like Django Unchained?
That's a fresh. Those are good. Those are just like because they subvert the
Quentin
genre of the
Tarantino's
movie.
a different kind of animal, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like they take a western and you're like, you know what westerns are? It's the hero.
Yeah.
It's also, and then he
Yeah.
takes that and he makes it, ooh, like
More
the same
intense.
thing he did with the Inglourious Basterds, where
Spun
it's
it
like
around.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
goes deep.
Like he
with
doesn't
all,
necessarily
the
follow the
messiness.
actual
Yeah.
history of it. He's
But
like,
he's
"Eh,
also
we got the
Yeah,
general
that's what makes
idea,
it
but-"
cool,
He's
though.
turning
Yeah.
up the violence to 11.
Yeah.
The over the top, just
Well, that's-
craziness.
Pulp Fiction wasn't an original movie. I think that was an
Um,
original thought movie.
It probably
you're
it
probably
did,
right.
but yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like Indiana
The way
Jones.
it was done was definitely
Indiana
original.
Jones. Star Wars.
Well,
For-
no,
for
Star
sure.
Wars
Star Wars
actually
for sure.
no, well,
But-
actually that
but
was
look how
inspired
far
by
back
old
that
Ronin movies from Japan. That's
Yeah, Japanese
Japanese movies,
Yep.
and also and just classic Knight's Tales because that's why you got the
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
everything.
I think
but he made it into something. Well, at least the first original three.
Yeah.
But like
George Lucas was talking about how he was inspired by like Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was a big. I think that was a big
influence for him in that.
Influence for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's
Because that. Have you ever seen that movie?
What, Seven Samurai?
Yeah.
That's like really that's like still black and white, wasn't it?
It's black
'Cause I
and
think I
white,
have
but it
seen
is
it.
a fantastic
which is
movie.
also inspired the was it the Magnificent Seven?
Yes.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
the Cowboys.
That's exactly.
That was
yeah.
Yeah.
the Ronin inspired or Seven Samurais. That one inspired
That was.
them.
Yep.
Huh. I didn't know that.
But that was an awesome fucking movie too.
I mean, a lot of it's like that. Hey, oceans, whatever. You know, like we're a group of people get together,
And they
and
make
they're all
this-
different kind of styles to them, and then they got up this thing. Yeah, it's like that's
And
the
they rob a
classic.
bank and stuff. And
That's
they're
like yeah,
this-
it's a classic like formula you got for movies.
Yeah.
Like no movie is original, but there are some movies that like. I watched Split the other day.
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
that's
first
with
time.
Great movie.
That's with James
Such a
McAvoy.
McAvoy.
yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
just a good movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
So
I
good.
gave-
have you seen the? Have you seen Glass yet?
Oh no, I have it though, and I'm gonna watch it
Dude.
probably tonight.
That's on Netflix, right?
No,
Do it.
I don't think so.
Do the whole
on Netflix.
trilogy, man.
No, I
Do the whole thing.
Unbreakable, and the Unbreakable was
Yes.
good. I remember that one.
Wait, so what's the
Unbreakable,
trilogy? I didn't even
Split,
know
and
anything
then
Oh,
about
Glass.
okay. You remember that movie, M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a spoiler really
That's the
anymore.
first
It's,
one.
it's like, but Split.
Because that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
That was
Yeah, it was
2000,
like almost
something.
20 years ago.
Almost, yeah, something like 90, 98 or 99. I don't know how long. It was a
so
long time.
Unbreakable.
It was a long time ago.
But then M. Night Shyamalan made this movie Split, which is this guy with multiple personalities
yeah.
stuff. Turns out at the end of the movie, which isn't really a spoiler because you know if you watch the Glass trailer, that it's in the same universe as the Unbreakable.
Yeah.
So it was like it was a pretty cool spit. It was kind of a twist where they were like, oh my god, that's David Dunn. Like, oh, that's the guy who's Unbreakable, and they're in the
Yes.
same universe. And then they did the Glass one, which is going to be the other thing. But it's
So to watch it, you watch Unbreakable,
yeah
Split, and then
Split.
Glass.
and then Glass
And then Glass.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Dude, like, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong is not the best director in the world.
No.
Because he made some bullshit movies. Like,
A lot
what
of
was that
duds.
one? The Happening, where the
I think-
trees were
yeah.
killing. I was like,
I think
Yeah,
he
fuck
was.
grass.
you.
I think he became a
No,
meme of
village.
himself. He kind of became a meme of himself where he was going like, "Oh my,
Yeah,
it's
the
famous for the
twist.
twist,"
Yeah.
but then he just went too weird on the twist. He was better.
Yeah.
His movies like The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable and Signs. I even like Signs, even though I
Science
think,
is okay.
but the water thing's a little twisty.
It's a
but
bit-
like, I like.
Rough though.
I did call. See, the thing was is that I remember watching that movie when it was like first. It was like we were able to get it at Blockbuster or something, and I'm just being like,
That's
I don't date
old
myself.
phrase
but
right there, dude.
but like I watched it, and I remember the first time watching it, and I guessed the ending pretty much almost. I said, "Oh, they're
Yeah.
all going to need to do the things that's weird about them. They're going to have to do that to defeat the alien." And then she
Yeah.
was like, it was my aunt that was with me, and she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, how'd you get that?" I was like, "I just saw it kind of coming." Like it was just weird. Like
You
but-
know what?
Yeah.
Honestly, like Chelsea and I were talking about Jordan Peele in his directing style.
Yeah.
He's making like an original like horror genre. Like I think
Or at
he's
least one that's not
redefined
been
the horror
exposed.
genre
Yeah.
or a thriller. Yeah,
It's one
he's
that
taking a whole new
taken
spin on
avenue,
this shit.
yeah.
And I was like, dude, who would have thought a comedian would be making such interesting movies? Because I was like thinking at first, I was like, man, this Get Out movie is going to be kind of stupid. And I went
of
and
horror movies
like
are.
Chelsea was like, no, you need to watch it. So I sat down and watched
I did
it,
too.
and it was excellent.
Yeah, I was like, man, it's crazy the way he made. I mean, that was an original movie for sure.
Yeah.
That was a new a new
unique-
way of doing
unique-
a movie.
A unique take on something that like
Yeah.
a genre. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad though, man. It's like that, like when they have like just all the horror genre. To me, is it really screwed it? It's like it's so cheap to make. They're really crappy. I honestly, I like suspense and like
Yeah.
I don't like horror. Like I think they're
Like
all
the
garbage
campy
movies.
where they're killing everybody.
Yeah.
It's just garbage. Like the VHS tape is haunted. I'm like,
Or
I
the-
don't give a
or-
shit.
What was that movie back in the day? It was the Blair Witch Project.
That one actually,
Oh,
though,
yeah,
that one did
fuck
fuck
that
me
movie.
up when I was
That
younger.
one was pretty scary.
That was legit because that was before.
But-
that was one of those first like found
It was
footage
the
ones.
first, yeah.
And it really
Yeah.
thought that you were
It
like, oh
screwed
god.
people up because I mean the one that
See,
scared
I
me
never
the most,
watched it because I was like, no. Mm-mm.
We watched it in the middle of the night.
Oh, Poltergeist fucked me up. That was my worst one.
Poltergeist?
I watched that when I was in kindergarten. I still remember
God,
it.
Dude.
With the lady melting in the mirror.
Yeah.
I had nightmares. I did
Oh
not
my-
want to turn on the light in my bathroom.
The Shining.
Because I was afraid.
Did you guys ever see
I saw
The
the
Shining?
Shining.
Is the one that The Shining
oh,
fucked
the
me
old
up for
lady
a
with the-
while because my
ugh.
mom showed me that shit. Yeah, she's like all good looking, getting out of the bath, and she just is like a
gross
body, and I was like,
melted.
Talking about like olive oil type body from Popeye. Remember olive
yes,
oil?
Oh yeah.
She that's what she looked like.
See,
That's,
Yeah, it
like,
was
that's like the
disgusting.
crackhead version of olive oil.
it.
That movie is like one of the most pivotal horror suspense movies ever
It's a
made.
big moment.
Yeah.
In
It's
cinema.
insane.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really good one-liners in it that like have still held on to this day.
Yeah, like here's Johnny when he's like smashing through the,
Axing through
the bathroom door.
All
the scariest
all
movie
work
I've-
and no play makes Johnny, or was it Jack a dull boy or whatever? What was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
yeah. I can't remember that.
Well, the scariest movie I came across was that one. It was the found footage thing again too. What was it called? The Paranormal Activity.
oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
I-
You know what?
I didn't
one
care for those.
was scary.
I just don't care for that. Like,
Ah.
it's one, those are the kind of horror movies that
yeah.
I'm saying that like kind of. I feel like it's like a cheap fill-in because they're trying to find
it's-
ideas
yeah.
and
Yeah,
so-
but this one, I mean, what made this one so special is one, I thought it was horrifying because I went and saw it in theaters, and also it had a budget of like 17 grand. It
I
was
don't know,
something
something
super
super cheap.
low, and like
And
they
they made
rented
all-
out that house for a couple days, and they filmed it with like the camera they had.
yeah.
They filmed that basically a whole film, and they ended
that's
up
what
making millions.
Back to Cody's point. Yeah,
Cheap.
But to Cody's point, it's a cheap way to get a product out there because you're not supported by really any big production company.
Or the
Yeah.
even the big
movie-making
production companies, they'll throw
company.
money in there.
Yeah, but they're like, well,
they
we
know.
just want to make this movie, and they're like, well, let's record it on a fucking GoPro, and they're like, we're
Yeah.
Yeah.
good. But like one of the ones, I think the scariest movie I've ever seen was probably The Grudge. That I was probably 17 years old when I saw that, and I slept with the fucking lights on and a knife next to my bed, and I was fucked up for weeks after that.
I remember that.
Dude, yeah,
That was hilarious.
I've talked about it before. It fucked me up.
Like permanently.
It's like that's when I was like, I'm never watching another scary movie again. I can't do it.
Well, I had the what was it? The Grudge. Was it The Grudge or was it The Ring?
The Ring was the one. Yeah.
They're kind of similar, but yeah, The Ring is also like I was watching that with one of my girlfriends. She's like, check this movie, and she's like, have you ever seen this? I was like, no. Let's watch it. I was like, okay, I won't be a tough guy in front of you. And I was watching it, and I was like, we got let's turn this off. She's like, are you serious? It's like, yeah. I am not having fun right now. It's like this. I was jumping and like spilling food all over. She was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, I'm not. I am genuinely stressed out right now."
I like when I laugh at inappropriate times in movies where it's supposed to be either something serious or sad, and for some reason the way it's acted makes me laugh, and then I could see someone just looking at me like, Jesus, that's dark. Because I'm like, how his head does. God dang. Oh, that's funny. And then it'd be like, are you some kind of psycho? I'm like, no, it's the shock of it is so, holy shit. Like, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I'm really bad with that. I'm really like, oh, I'm not a crazy person. I swear to God, this is just the way it was shot. Just made me laugh. I don't remember what's the one where like they all the Fate one where they all die. Like they
Final Destination.
That one made me laugh so hard the entire movie.
We actually just talked about that last week.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
We did.
Oh yeah, dude, it made me laugh so hard though. That's what I loved it. I was like, oh my God, okay, this dumbass is about to die. Stupid.
We are currently at over 2 hours on this podcast.
Oh yeah. Damn.
So
Damn.
I'm
I
going to
didn't
make
realize
this
it
a
was that
special
much.
occasion, and I'm going to take a 2-hour selfie. And I'm going to post it on
Hashtag
Instagram, so you can follow us on Instagram
swagger.
at Pull It Back Podcast, and also on Twitter at Pull It Back 1.
Is this like the long? What's been y'all's longest podcast?
I think it was like an hour and 45.
Like an hour 45, I think.
Oh God, damn.
So, that being said, we had a loss of a family friend this past week, Miss Patty Davis. She was like the nicest person that we knew. She just had her funeral, I think it was Thursday, and
Yeah.
Wow.
She really helped us out when we came down to Texas. She basically got, my mom in the position that she's in. She gave my mother a shot working at a jewelry store, and she moved up to assistant manager, and then eventually got an offer for another jewelry store to be, the manager, working right across the way from Miss Patty. And they stayed family friends for a very long time. And like I said, she was just the sweetest lady. She helped us out on many occasions. I know, Andy, you were telling me that during Christmas time she did something.
Yeah, man. When I figured this out, I was bummed out for pretty much the whole day.
Yeah.
Because starting to get a little misty-eyed, man. Miss Patty always held a special place in my heart because, like you said, she was one of the sweetest humans who ever walked the face of the planet. And a couple of times, one of them being Christmas,
which was her favorite.
She was one of the only reasons. Yeah, she was one of the only reasons that my sister and I got a Christmas to open presents. Yeah. I was probably 13 or 14, and my mom and dad had zero money because my dad was a kind of a shithead and was drunk and blew all the money.
Yeah.
So Miss Patty and your mom and my mom's boss got together and got Megan and I Christmas, and she was one of the only reasons we had Christmas. So that was one of my fondest memories, and never said anything about it. Never,
brought it up.
Expected anything from it. Just was giving and generous, and the kind of person you strive to be in your old age, I guess. But I think one of the fondest memories I had was going over to her house and seeing her peacocks.
Yeah, messing with all the peacocks and stuff and finding feathers. Thought it was the coolest thing.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right.
So it's what a bummer to lose such a good person.
I know. It's always just shitbags that are still here on this.
Yeah,
it's
like
always
me.
Good people die, and then shitbags like us stay kicking around here.
Yeah. So, well, Miss Patty, you will definitely be missed. And thank you guys for listening to the Pull It Back podcast, and we will talk to you guys next week.